So Daniel, how was your week? Your last 2 weeks? Good?
Oh, busy.
Busy, yeah.
Yeah.
So you go sometimes.
Extremely busy.
I'm busy, I'm tired.
I'm trying to keep up with my new job and everything. So
Okay. Yes, here I am, Minister John Walker.
where's Joan? Oh,
I'm working at something at the same time.
Okay, we're going live. We're going live in 30 seconds. So
Yeah,
that's
okay.
Newton. Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. I'm good.
Okay.
Busy too. I'm planning a few weddings, so I'm busy. I'm gone in 2 weeks because I have to go to a wedding and then I have to right behind it. So
We are now live. Minister
okay,
John.
good.
Right, so-
All right.
All right, Veronica and Ali are going to join us later on, as usual. So let's pray. So we thank you for yet another night. We thank you for today. Thank you for life. We thank you for giving us the grace, the mercies, and all that pertain to us and to your church, the body of Christ. Father, I pray, God, that tonight's session, that we would be able to communicate with one another and to the world that which you want us to teach and to share as we continue to do intimacy in marriage. Talk about your institution. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Right, Mr. Jones, back to you. Hi, Veronica. Good night.
Hi, good night, everyone.
Nice background too. Again,
Oh.
I think Trinidad is doing something good to you, girl.
Oh.
I think Stella gets her groove back in Trinidad.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Stella is
Mr. Joan, it looks like you're talking about. We can't hear you.
She's muted. Minister Joan is muted.
Oh, okay.
I'm good now. I'm good.
All right. I think Stella got her groove back in
Right,
Trinidad.
right. Yeah. Good night, Mr. Veronica. Good night. Good to have you back.
Good. Thank you. It's
Did
good to be back.
Did you have a good trip?
I did. A beautiful, amazing. Oh,
is that new hairstyle?
it's a new hairstyle. It's a what they call a crocheting.
Yeah. Nice. That's nice. Looking fantastic. It
Yeah.
looks like you went on a trip.
That had her going, man.
Good. That is good. So we just want to welcome everyone tonight. Sister Janet is here waiting long, and yes, so we are going right into our topic. I already told them that we're going to speak on forgiveness tonight. Forgiveness in marriage, and what does forgiveness means to us. So I just want to welcome everyone tonight. Those that will be watching and waiting on Facebook, on YouTube, welcome, welcome, welcome. Share the link with your family, friends. Everyone, pass it out. Let everybody come on tonight to listen to one of our favorite topics, forgiveness. Right? So we just want to say, every Tuesday night we're here with different topics. And tonight we will be discussing forgiveness. And we will go right into it. Pastor John, Sister Danielle, and Sister Veronica, who will start. What do we think forgiveness is? Veronica?
To me, forgiveness, when you think about forgiveness in a marriage, one thing about couples, they're going to always have odds against one another, right? Sometimes feelings are going to get hurt, but when you're able to say, you know what, let me put my personal feelings aside and let me forgive this person. Let me forgive what has been said. Let me forgive what has been spoken. And it's good to have a spirit of forgiveness within yourself, because it'll go a long ways in marriage.
Mhm.
You know, if you well, first of all, if you can't forgive, you're not gonna have much of a marriage anyway.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I think forgiveness and time is the best gift that a woman could ever give a husband.
Mhm.
Forgiveness and time. Yeah,
Forgiveness
that's
and
a
time.
gift.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. So Danielle, we'll leave Pastor John for the last. What do
Okay.
you think forgiveness is in a
Just to add,
marriage?
I would say I agree with Sister Veronica that forgiveness, you do have to have a spirit of forgiveness, and that would be on both sides, um, whether male or female in the marriage. I would say forgiveness is like not holding on to any ill wrongs and starting every day with a new eye or new space and allowing each other to to get upset,
Mhm.
but come back and like giving that space
Mhm.
where you can openly say how I feel, and that other person can also and if you have the spirit of forgiveness, you're not holding on to it. So everyone is comfortable to share how they feel on whatever situation that occur, because in
Mhm.
relationships you will have differences. You will come through a time when your husband may do something that is either disappointing or shocking, or however you look at it, and you have to dig deep within
Mhm.
yourself, especially as a Christian person, to understand that if God forgive, who am I to hold on and not to forgive? So I would say forgiveness is not holding on to things that was ill wrong in the relationship, whether it was done to you or it must be done to a family member of yours by your partner, where you both have to forgive and move on. And you cannot stay in that space of unforgiving. You will never ever step out of it. And so that's it.
Okay. Pastor John?
Yeah, forgiveness. Forgiveness is to me, in one sense, it's a sort of a catalyst
Mhm.
that holds the marriage together. Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, you cannot stay married and have unforgiveness in your heart.
Right.
Um, forgiveness it kind of holds the marriage together. It's releasing the other person and yourself
Mhm.
from hurt. Yes. Um, excuse me. I think forgiveness is more about you than the person that you're forgiving. Because when we don't forgive people, we get sick. It's a fact that it hurts you more than the person, because when it's releasing you from any tension against somebody else. That's what forgiveness is. It releases you to be free from holding anybody in. Unforgiveness is like a prison warder. You hold somebody in your heart, you have the chain and key to them, right? But guess what? You hold on to them, you have to be there. And you see them, you have to be watching them. You walk around with them in your heart with no release. Yes? So that hurts you more. And then you see the person, you're upset with the person, he hurting you. The person might be going about their business, not even worry about you. And you
Right.
hurt and you're upset, you're angry with them and you're not forgiving. So I think in my sense, forgiveness is the key to one's happiness in a marriage.
Mhm.
And I was summed up like that. It's the key to happiness in
Mhm.
any marriage.
Yeah. It's a form of love in action,
Yes.
right? It's a yeah. Especially in the marriages, we need to forgive each other. But as we were talking, Sister Veronica, before you came on, we were we were saying that, and I want you to either agree or disagree, um, that women are easier to forgive the men than the men to forgive the women. What do you think?
I think it all depends on what it is.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I think
All depends on the hurt, right?
it depends on the hurt, because some things
Mhm.
women just aren't going to forgive. They will
Okay.
move on before they forgive, or they will choose to forgive but move on. And I'll say, you know, infidelity is one of those things because even when I experienced infidelity in my marriage, you know, my ex-husband came back to me a year later and said, please forgive me. And I said, oh, I do forgive you,
Yeah,
but I'm
but that's like after a year after. I'm talking about we're in the home and something happened, right? And I agree with you. Sometimes they have to go out there and learn and come back and see that what they have at home, there's no better out there because
He
they
didn't
think
learn though.
grass is greener outside.
Right. This time, in this situation here, he did not learn because he's still doing the same thing for what I've been told. He's
Yeah,
still doing the
after he
same.
left.
Right. So, right. That was just his way. You know, sometimes men can even ask for forgiveness, but do they really want it? Do they even care? Some men just going through the motion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and let me just say, most of the time when you're asking somebody to forgive you, or you see where forgiveness is needed in the marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
One person is just holding on because guess what? They feel that they are right, and I am not gonna give up my right for the wrong.
Right.
However, you know, there are times, and yeah, women can be more forgiving, but I'm wondering if we need to be that way. You know, sometimes
That's how we were made up. That's how we were. We are easy in my world. Let's talk about in my world, because as Pastor John said, no, he thinks men is more because probably he is easy to
no,
forgive.
I don't think men are more forgiving, but I don't think women are less forgiving either. I don't even see men forgiving. I've never seen any man say, I forgive you for anything that I've done. And
Right.
I made a lot of apologies. I never heard I accept your apology. I never heard that from a man. And all the day that's a new one.
Right.
That's a new one for me, Minister Joan.
Mhm.
I don't recall experiencing that. I think again, I think it goes back to the situation, what it is. Now, if you say, well, oh, I forgot to put gas in the car, please forgive me, you know, something like that,
Yeah,
sure.
something like that. That's okay. I'm
Yeah.
talking, we are talking like, as you said, what your husband did. Those are rough, those are hard ones, those are heavy duty ones
Yes.
that you won't want to forgive your
Right.
spouse about. And sometimes if the person says, I'm sorry, you think that when someone says that I'm sorry, they're not going to do it again. Isn't that what I'm sorry
Exactly.
means?
Exactly. That's what I
Pastor
think
John,
sorry
Pastor
means.
Danielle? Isn't that what we think forgiveness for I'm sorry means? I'm not going to do it
Yeah.
again?
Well, no, not necessarily.
Okay, tell me why
No. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
No, I could
Okay.
be sorry. I'm sorry I did that. Doesn't mean it won't happen again. You know, sorry just is a passive, a kind of
But just something to say, right?
yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
say it. A lot of people do it. You know, a bounce the shoulder and say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and you keep going, right?
No.
No. Hold
Pastor John,
on.
stick to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's a different,
No.
different.
Sorry, we don't was sorry. I say sorry. You say sorry. It's saying to forgive.
Yeah.
When I say I'm sorry, it doesn't mean I forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't necessarily mean that. Okay, so Daniela offend me, right? I could say that. Oh, I'm sorry. I sorry for causing. You offend me, and you say, John, well, no, I'm sorry for offending you, right? Now, whatever the intention or unintention was, she apologized. She can't say I'm sorry for it. An apology, right? It's saying you want the same thing, right? But when you're talking about intentional, really meaning I'm sorry,
Yes.
right?
You hurt me.
I hurt you really bad, right? In a relationship, for example, I have an affair.
Yes.
Right? Daniel has married and she have an affair, she have a child. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, like, where would I start to say, well, I forgive you just like that?
Right.
It will force
So
me.
in a case like that, John, would you forgive?
Well, I have to. I will tell you why I have to. I'll tell you why I have to.
Will you accept it?
I would have to, well, you had to put a hard pill to swallow, but you have to accept it one way or the other, right? It might be, but you know what, I married this one for 5 years, 20 years, 20 years, and the child I have now is not, I realize is not mine. I mean, like, it hurt you. I see a guy smiling all the other 4 years, not his in the marriage. 4. You know, I mean, like, and he telling the daughter, no, calm down, don't tell mommy, don't go tell the other sisters yet. You know, let us keep it under wraps. He keep it under wraps. This guy full of grace. I'm telling you, this guy, I think God really live in this fella body. You know what I mean? No, I'm serious. This guy was like full of grace. He and the daughter talking, and he said, don't tell mommy, don't tell the last sister. They did a science experiment in school. And found out the father was not the father she had for 14 years, not your father. 17 years, not your father. So he had to check, the other sister to make sure it's not his either. Like he told her, not his. I know this. He said, no, don't do the 4th one. Don't do the 4th one. And the daughter want to confront him. He said, no, calm down. Don't get angry. Let's, you know what I mean? And he smiled and keep it under wraps. You know, he did. I tell you, this guy had Jesus present all over him. I'm telling you, people call him all kind of fool, all kind of stuff on YouTube there and on Facebook. But I'm saying this guy, I'm thinking, what would I do in a situation like that? And I thought to myself, if I'm married to one for 14 years and have a child 7 years, and it's not mine, coming from that, something will go wrong with me. I should do experiment in school, and then I'm not the daddy. What would I do? No, my first instinct is a child. At 7 years, 8 years old, what would I tell that child? How would I approach that child for 7? Call me daddy, hugging me up, praying her, blessing her, reading for, you know, all things I'm doing for this child. And all of a sudden, now she know at 8, at 7, realizing that this man is not my father. You know? So my thing, how to afford to forgive that woman now for doing that? What would have gone?
So this child was born during the marriage?
Yes.
Yeah. So why did I have to leave out of my marriage to go and sleep with someone else?
Well, people do it, and people do it. So that's my thing. So
yeah, but there are lots of questions to be answered before you can say you're not going to forgive me. Why am I in my marriage? I'm comfortable, all is well. Sexually, all is well, and everything. Why do I have to leave out of my marriage to go and have another child?
I don't think every marriage is that perfect to don't have issues in it. Is management of the issue that is happening in a relationship.
Everyone has issues,
right?
Everyone.
But again, that's why I said it's not easy to you see, one of the things that often causes relationship outside the home is the issue in the home that they discuss outside the home.
Yes,
people.
Exactly.
And it makes you become vulnerable.
Right.
And the catching up with old boyfriend that you haven't seen for a long time, that you never really break up with, but you just didn't see them, or the girlfriend never see in 30 years or 20 years, and you guys never break up, you just didn't have no contact with each other, go apart, and you see them, and then they start to the good times we used to have. Or like, boy, I still miss you. I still remember the time we used to spend together. I'm so happy to see you.
But that doesn't mean I'm going to sleep with you.
No,
I
people
can remember.
That's you. A lot of people do it. And that's why
I will remember, of course.
Yeah, but
then it doesn't mean
Michael Jackson, do you remember the time when we fall in love? And then he said, remember when we used to go on the beach and bathe in the water for ourselves and be very romantic? All the things that we used to do together start creeping back in our lives. Yes. And the women are very susceptible to those nice words again.
In your marriage, Pastor John, the only you're gonna think about doing, of course, yes, memories will come back.
Yeah.
And if things, as you said, it's not going well at home, then things will sort of. That's why we always say keep it fresh, keep it renewed.
Yeah.
Plan little things here, because every marriage has its downfall and it has its rise, right? Everyone, none is 110 or 100% perfect.
The same thing this says for marriage, right? That causes divorce is sex, money, and communication.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the top 3 reasons. All right.
Right.
And for whatever the reason is, still today, it never changed. Whether in the church or outside the church, the same problem exists.
Right.
Now, I might have a problem with my wife for I don't know what I have a problem with. Let me see. I don't know. I have a problem with my wife with now. Probably have something.
Well,
My wife, okay,
disagreement.
hold on. Okay. My wife don't like plenty noise.
Right.
She's not the spontaneous jump up, happy go lucky with every friend I have, or when I go out, she always, hey Veronica, how you doing?
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
she's not this kind of person. All right. She don't like plenty makeup, and probably a little bit will do sometime, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's not this kind of person. But she put up, she come and say, John, how do I look? Can I fix that for me? And I'll kind of adjust it a little bit, right? We have
Mhm.
that. But I'm trying to figure out something that I think the quietness. Sometimes she just quiet and she said, but not with me really, but just quiet, right?
Mhm.
So I will tell somebody else. I go and tell another woman, my wife is not, she's not that spontaneous, she's not that talkative and all like that, right? I'm thinking like, oh, I tell the person, I say, oh, with me, that will never happen. I can't see the house really quiet. I'll be all over you. And Bob like that. He never want all over him.
Right.
As you know, and
Mhm.
he said, I could caress you, I could do that, I could do this today and stuff like that.
Right.
And little by little, she might just ease up on the couch and the chair by him and walk, and you know what I mean? Rub his
Right.
shoulder a little bit, bring my coffee next day, and she give him a wink eye, and you know, and she smile to him. You know,
Yeah.
and then little bit, you know, that those things lead you away. And you start enjoying Bob's conversation at
Yeah.
work. Because once you entertain it, you gotta fulfill it.
Right.
That's no joke, eh?
Mhm.
You entertain, you gotta fulfill it. So at the end of the day, I'm sleeping out, boom, with Daniela, because now when I know my weakness, what I'm missing, and she could
Right.
feel that part.
See?
And that's how a lot of people, what is called cheat, whether male or female. That's one of the reasons why they cheat, because sometimes we don't communicate our feelings at home.
Yeah, to others. Yeah.
We come outside to other people.
Mhm.
And that person not filling that gap. The outside woman is the best. You ever heard that?
Right. Oh, yeah.
And the outside man is the best because he filling up, but he has no responsibility to you, no obligation to you. He just feeling one part of the desire that you're missing.
Mhm. That's
Right?
it.
And that's why it's very, very important for people to always seek counseling. You know, my car making like a noise right now. I don't want Genesis drive it too much because I don't know what happened there. And when you have a shaking in your relationship, get it checked, because you know if it happen to get worse, it could create I heard my brother said something many years ago, you know, at my sister's wedding. He says easier to fix a crack boy than a broken man.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you better fix a crack relationship than a broken one. So
Hmm.
there could cracks in the relationship that is happening, and you know it, you see it, attend to it immediately, because the crack might become a broken glass,
Mhm.
and a lot of people get hurt when it's very broken. So I saying this to say that, how do I respond to a hurt, like finding out my wife have a child that is not mine? I will have to deal with the fact that I have to take responsibility for why did she go? Yeah. What
Mhm.
is it that was lacking? What did I didn't pay attention to?
Right.
Yeah. And Thomas said, well, that's the woman anyway. She belongs to the streets, right?
Mhm.
But you know this, you know, Diane might heard this thing before in grade up. You will that Howard Cat. You know that thing? You will that Howard Cat. Your mic is muted, Daniela. You're muted. Yeah.
I never heard that.
You never heard it. You never heard it. Ask your mother. Ask your mother. Ask your mother.
That's your mom. Daniela, young bird.
Your wayward as Howard Cat. No, the reason why I Howard Cat wayward because he getting food from everybody, except
Mhm.
from his Howard. So if everybody could feed you, and somebody said if a woman could get, if every woman, if every man could interest your woman, you're the wrong woman. You have the wrong woman. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but again, another guy said, you give a woman, you give a woman little attention. He's saying you don't give me attention. You're working too much. Then you start working, give her attention. You don't working enough. You know,
Right.
you give her money, and then you give her attention. She start complaining everything she complain about.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
And for whatever reason, I go back to the side chick. Might say, okay, I could deal with that, and she will fix that.
Yes.
But after a while, she keep fixing that. She feel now she gain the right of passage to be the hen.
Gain a lot. Yes. Access to it now.
Yeah,
Yes.
she don't want to be side chick anymore. She want to be the hen,
No.
and that create the problem.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know,
But then
Yep. That's
I
right.
have to say
Because they
something.
started out as a side trick. Yeah.
go ahead,
But
I'm gonna
then
Daniela.
say
things
something
get
though.
better and better and better and better. I don't want to beat anymore. I want you to divorce your wife and come
No, she
and marry
demands.
me. But the same thing is gonna happen when you divorce your wife and married to her. Same thing gonna happen. This
Repeat
is
the
what
cycle.
women don't understand. You don't go to the root of it, why a man divorce a woman and come to marry you. They don't seek it out. They don't go to it and find out why until when the same thing started to happen in their
Daniela's
marriage.
Daniela's going to say something.
Yes, go ahead, Daniel.
Okay, so when you say forgiveness is like, what I want to say is that, and I'm just gonna talk about my situation.
Mhm.
You know, you would say if you catch your man cheating on you, you like bust his windows, you're gonna
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? You go in on her, you're gonna do whatever. But when you're in the situation,
Mhm.
it doesn't happen that way.
No.
Unfortunately, the busting the windows, the all of that, is
It's
like
not enough.
it doesn't you cannot even bring yourself to that point, because at that very moment you're so broken in pieces that the thought of even forgiving that person is you forget that. Forgiveness doesn't happen when like at the moment. It's
No,
something that
doesn't.
because it's a more it's you like you literally, it could take months,
Yes.
years, and
Yes.
you could still stay in the relationship, but then now you no longer trust that person,
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
and then now you have to start rebuilding trust, and trust is something, and as women,
You heard me.
that is something that, because we need to be protected, that's what we desire from a man, that's what we need. And if you break that trust, and that trust was like, I trusted you to go to the grocery store, or I trusted you to have your cell phone right there, and I could see the cell. Now, every time that cell phone ring,
Yeah.
you thinking
Something goes
something.
off.
When he's not with you, you thinking something else. And now this man now has to do that work. Like, it's a different kind of work that he has to do now to prove to me every single day. Every single day, he has to be intentional that he is going to do everything to prove to me that he's not doing what he said he's doing. And guess what? Because I was hurt as a woman, I may choose to be vindictive in that time, because
In
now
that
I
time.
need to get something back out of that. So it doesn't matter if you tell me you're sorry. I don't care how many times you tell me you're sorry, because I am in that space of, because I'm human. And when the hurt is public or in front of everybody, and you the only one that's sitting there, and you like, no, it's like, no, it's a layer of embarrassment, because remember, people talk, especially if your man is flogging himself all over town with some floozy girl, and everybody looking at you, here comes
That's
again,
right.
and then no, you trying to protect. We behind the scenes, inside the house, you guys are cats and dogs. When you cook the food, you just slam it in front of his face. Anything he said, you're ready to like cut him, right? And then now he now trying to say, well, I did that last year, I'm sorry. But there is that thread of trust. Unfortunately, it would never come back to that pureness.
It's
And
hard.
that it is such a hard thing, because yeah, I would walk with Christ, and I would forgive him, and I would do it. And as you said, the therapy, God literally has to be in the middle of this to help me as a woman to see that person. And I know we all have a past, and especially if you came from a past where you were hurt before. And as women, we share our stories with the partner we with. And this partner will say, oh, I am not like that. I will never do that. I'm not like that. And then he comes in, and unfortunately, it's always they do it even worse than what the person did. It's never like probably the first one, oh, he cheated on you when you're in high school. But this one may cheat with you with your best friend. So, so now, or they cheat with you and they bring a baby in the whole mix. And then now you have to like understand. I am telling you, I know Pastor John is saying you're going to forgive a person that have a baby. I am telling you, as someone that went through that, you wouldn't, I don't care how much Christ you have in you.
Yes.
You would accept the baby. You would accept the relationship because you choose to say, you know what, this is my marriage, and you make a vow like, you know what, I will forever be with you. But the forgiveness part of that, that person robbed you from that opportunity, and you could never get that back. And especially if I was the one that didn't have a child and you brought a child first. And now I'm there wondering how I would never share that moment of me being your first child, mother, or whatever the case is. Or maybe you had a child pass and then now you're looking for a new family. No, I'm no longer a family. I'm now sharing this time with this other woman because I need this child in your life. I need to learn to love this child and forgive this child. Because every time this child does something in your head, you have to understand this is a child. It's just a child. It's an innocent child. It's an innocent child. It's not them. It's not him. So you're not portraying that. So forgiveness, as we talk about, we're not talking about the bumping on the shoulder. We're talking about deep stuff, the infidelity, stealing your money from you, robbing you, you building a house with him, and then he has some other woman living in it back home. This is things that like it's really deep. And then this person now is a pathological liar. Or they're telling you, I'm sorry, baby, it's not true. Don't listen to what people say. And at the same time, again, and sometimes they come smarter with the way they do stuff. They get sneakier, they get another phone, or they have their friend line for them. So unfortunately, that forgiveness part is something that you have to, he has to do everything underneath the sun, or her, to bring back that trust. It's broken, but the crack, you said there's a crack, but guess what? You will never be smooth again. The line will always be there. The line will always be there. It's like you had a scar. That scar will always be visible. So you could do everything. You could go do laser surgery, whatever. But guess what? That line will always be there. But that's the line you have to work on, and it's a thin line. But guess what? It's the biggest line that could separate you and end you and forgive you. And then that's it. So then how do you marry that line and let the line probably make the line further away, so it's not the forefront of the relationship? So then it's like, okay, you need to start looking at things. When he said, okay, you know what, I'm going to the grocery store, as opposed to telling you, oh, to call me 10 minutes. No, it's like you have to believe he's at the grocery store. You can't be putting a tracker on his phone and then you are on his car and you're sitting there and you're watching. So he's at Walmart. Okay, no, but why are you turning on that street? And then you pick up the phone calling. No man should be making me go crazy. I'm so sorry.
Amen. You know, I hear it all the time. You see people on the street or on the bus, and they're saying that they're somewhere where when they're on the bus. I'm listening to hearing the conversation. Oh, I'm here, I'm there. When they're on the bus, and I'm saying, oh my God. You know, you see them in the mall with their phone. Oh, and they're in the mall and they're not telling them the right thing. So can you imagine?
My friend does that. She follows her husband. And I'm like, girl, oh my God, like it breaks my heart every time. She's like, well, and he does Uber, and she tracks when the Uber, I don't know how these things, I'm not that tax savvy. She checks his phone and see, oh, you stop your Uber at that time. So, and you're not home in the next 30 minutes, because from where you were to where you were 30 minutes away, and you're still on the road.
You know, that's something, I don't know about people, but I don't know how people feel comfortable lying to their spouse. I can't, you know, it's one of the most guiltiest thing for me. I can't do this, you know. It's a pain, like a load to carry. You know, you have to be a really good, you have to be a professional liar That is like you're actually acting this stuff out. Because I mean, think about it, eh? If you in a store and you take a lipstick, you get it right out until the lipstick finish for the next 2 months. You know what I mean? I mean, anything you steal, anything you do wrong, your conscience will never set you free. Yeah? Your conscience, actually, when you state up by your consciousness, will be aware. Your subconscious mind, when it stores there, that's where the problem becomes even worse for you. That will eat you away. So people who cheat are always guilty. They never feel comfortable.
Yeah, but the thing about when
they're always looking around.
Sometimes when people lie, they forget what they did say a year ago.
That's what I'm saying. If you lie, you're not the lie to cover the lie.
Right.
Right? When we speak the truth, if I say to my wife, okay, I left work 4 o'clock and I went to the mall, right? Now, and then 5 minutes, about 10 minutes, I say, where were you again? And I thought where I was. You know, when I was in the mall, I always say I was in the mall. Right? And I don't make up a story and forget where I was. See? So I have to be very, 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 very careful and truthful, so to speak, right? Of my whereabouts and my answering and being truthful to my wife. I can't say I was somewhere and I didn't go that place. Because even today, I think people who probably are aware of technology, your wife or your husband could buy a tracker and put your phone tracker on their phone. Yes? They could even take your number, put in their phone and track every conversation you have with somebody else. Do you know that? Without you knowing? They could track your conversation. If I have now a midnight conversation with Daniela, my wife could track it if she want to. There's the technology on it, don't run for free, $23 a month for this, some of those stuff, right? And women do buy them.
Yes.
To track the men. Right? So you say I'm in Duffy Mall and you're up in Vaughan Mills Mall with somebody is hanging out. She will know.
That's telling you that you cannot trust the person.
Yeah, well, it's trust is that's the reason why.
Trust, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another part.
You know, so
trust you have to earn trust.
You have to earn it.
Just get trust. It's something you earn.
Yeah.
You know.
Daniela said something. Yeah, Daniela said something earlier on. Just trying to let's just fresh my mind because you know having a baby for somebody else and not yours, right? Like I said, I will be concerned a lot about that child, right? And then I say when she see that child not hers, I shall deal with it. You know what I mean? How do I correct a child is not mine? How do I begin to assimilate, yeah? And to be that child mother, to be that stepmom to that child now, to love that child if it's mine. It's a hard thing to do, right? Especially if you have that bond with that child at all. Right? So then you're forced to accept something that you didn't bring yourself. Right? And hence the reason why that brings up a problem of you hurting and then you have to forgive the heart that hurt you. It's a serious thing. Right? And with that person apologize to you, why they did what they did, who is taking responsible for what? So I always say, if you have been enticed, right? And you're aware of the enticing that the woman is seducing, right? You as a man, as a woman, right, could say, nah, I have my husband, I have a man.
Right.
Right? I heard a lady say last time, why should I leave my guy for another guy? Because my guy will have no money. No. Why should I leave my guy for this guy? And this guy might lack in more quality than my guy. So my guy might only lack in one thing. Yes? Right. So why can't I help him fix that one thing? I mean, help me. So I can help him fix that one thing so we could be, good together. Why leave him? Because he's lacking something here. And I mean, it's like for us to work together. And I think when you talk about forgiveness, right? It's not only the person hurting you, right? But you also forgiving yourself for not treating that person right. Correcting the wrong that you do for yourself. Right? So you asking for apology, and I say, you know what? Well, I hurt Bob, I really did. I did him wrong. And sometimes when we talking to our men, And something I said the other day, I didn't tell Genesis, I said, boy, sometimes we have some strong arguments, you know? And I would tell her, she'll be careful because only be arguing your husband like that. You know, you will have your point and you have to be across, but you cannot do that. You know, you have to have a point, but you have to let him speak. And let as the head of the I'm the father in the house, and I want to tell you something. And then when you're married, you can't go ahead and do the same thing and I'm trying to do, overtalk me because because then we feel that we have a point we must get across.
Mhm.
And and sometimes as women, even as men, I'm the head of the house, so I must be the one to talk. I must have the last word. But to avoid hurting, one have to stop and listen to the other person.
Mhm.
So then there's no need for apologizing and offending anybody, right? In that case. So to what Daniel says is that to accept and to forgive is two different things. To accept the fact that it happened,
Mhm.
but forgiving the heart that hurt you is a process.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a
Like Daniel said, in the
That
moment.
was that was one of my
Yeah.
questions.
In the
Is
moment.
forgiveness a process?
It is a process.
Mhm.
Like Daniel correctly said, I mean, I come home with my husband and a woman, and I've said can you forgive him right there? I'm gonna make a fly swat and slap him against the head, right? I told him go to get some hot oil and something and get a knife and I can see a guy I think it seems to be a movie or something like the guy walking and his wife in a bathtub with another man in his bathtub. Supposed to be back come home early. And they just put the gun and just sit down and watch both of them.
Mhm.
And the man's scared. The woman is scared. Like, why you come home so early? But because actually, why you have a man in my house? You build a man in my bathtub,
Mhm.
in my house. So what you just say that moment as a man? Okay, honey, forget it. Just finish shower. I'm okay. I'll go and sit down in the living room. I came home for his wife's birthday party, for his wife's birthday, and going, hi, you're home. With the cake and flower in hand, see the bed and her man. What would you say to that? You know what I mean? How would you forgive immediately? Do you walk away and say, well, you know what, I'm going to take a drive down Niagara Falls and come back tomorrow morning? You know what I mean?
Right.
How do you forgive immediately? I don't think there's any, Christ will forgive you immediately. Like we don't want to cut of adultery, he said, go and sin no more, forgive you. Right there.
Right.
Do we have the heart of Christ to do that right there and then?
Mhm.
Do we forgive on the spot?
Right.
Humanly, like I say, you take a process. I'm going to be angry like a raging bull,
Mhm.
But at the same time, man, how do I forgive this guy right there in the bed and right there? I see my man with another woman right in the bed. How do I do that? How do I seek forgive this man right there? I'm angry.
Right.
But Bible said,
Even though the word said we should forgive 70 times.
yeah, 77.
That's a lot
But
of
doesn't mean that somebody
that's a lot of time.
But doesn't mean that person should offend you anyways.
Does it mean, Pastor John, that we should give 70 times 70 for the same thing? Forgive the person for the same thing? I always ask that question.
Well, whatever person doing. But at the same time,
No, I mean
yes,
The
yes.
same thing.
Yeah, for the same thing. For the same thing. But
But then
again,
if you're doing something over and over,
mm,
what's the word? If you're doing something
it's-
over and over, then
it's
it
insanity.
becomes
Insanity.
exactly.
Insanity.
Yeah.
So this is a problem.
You're
This is a serious
crazy.
problem. So there's an addiction. Yes,
It's an
to doing something.
addiction. It's an
I
addiction.
could forgive you from afar.
Mhm. It's an addiction, and lots of people don't think these things are addictions. They
Mm,
Yeah.
are addictions.
yeah.
I have to forgive you the same thing, even to I can say you do it one time, 2 times, but then after 2 times, and you continue to do the same thing over and over and over, and asking for forgiveness. I
But I
don't
think
think
too.
that person is crazy.
But I think too, right? A lot of the times, maybe I could be wrong, but as women, as we acknowledge that we are easier to accept certain things.
Yes.
I will say the word accept. And as a result of that, some men may take advantage of that.
Yes. Yes.
And then they repeat that same thing because you know what? Oh, Daniela wouldn't bother with that. Oh, she would just make noise.
Yes.
But eventually
But there's
the
a time
next
coming.
exactly. So like the song said, when a woman's fed up, you come home and the whole house is clean.
Mhm.
Right? But we
Mhm.
don't want to promote that. But at the same time, you cannot say I don't agree on the same thing over and over. Because where you take accountability for what you're doing too.
Right.
When does it end?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm the one getting hurt, not you, because you're doing this thing. Now it's more like maybe like a joke to you, or again, you feel
Respect.
the penalty, you don't receive that penalty so you're thinking it's okay, I could live with that, because some men, they could live with the fact their wife won't talk to them for a couple of days.
Mhm.
But you know what? She may not talk to them, but she will still do the duties in the home. She'll still cook. She will still make sure he's fine, make sure do laundry. That some women may take it a different route where it's like, listen, I'm not your wife until you come back to your senses. I'm not doing none of those. As a matter of fact, you're not sleeping in the room with me. So she deprived him from the privileges of being a husband, a wife in a home. But some women, oh, it's okay. I will just continue doing what I have to do, and because you know what, I love him, and obviously you love your husband. You don't just want him to. And then you may think I heard that so many times. I don't know about you, Joe, but women say, at least he's coming back home.
Well, I know. Well, I'm hardly in those situations.
But I have friends that I
I
heard them say straight up, well, he's out there, but you know what? At the end of the day, he's coming back home. And
no,
that is their form of, I guess, forgiving because he's coming back home.
no, that's not enough. That would not be enough. You know, respect, respect adds on to all of this as well. Pastor John, Minister Walker has said, the volume is saying he couldn't hear us at one time, but he could hear you, but he couldn't hear us.
I was just checking there and I realized that I wasn't hearing you guys, but I was hearing me. So I just tried to correct it there. I noticed that there wasn't hearing outside. There was no, so
Right.
it was very low. So
Right. That's what Mike.
yeah,
That's what Mike said, because I think
yeah,
he's listening to it on Facebook or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that is
Veronica is back.
yeah.
Veronica is back.
Yes, she's back.
Yes.
She probably
Well, welcome back, Veronica. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yes, so it's time for you to give us a piece of your mind on this.
Oh my God. When it comes down to forgiveness, every situation that you have mentioned tonight, I've been in that situation. Every situation, every scenario, I've been in it with husband number one, husband number two. And with husband number one, he brought in a baby. Brought in a baby. First of all, it was hard for me to forgive him because one, he had a baby, with a child. That was the first thing. The second thing is he had the baby, he brought the baby home. He wanted me to adopt the baby and to take care of this child as if it was mine. Now, looking at it now, I wish I would have took the baby and just kicked him to the curb. I wish now, because now as an adult, the child is now 29 years old, and she has gone through a lot of things. She's been rejected over rejected over rejected. Even before her birth, she was rejected. And now the child is just going through all kind of medical issues, psychological issues, abandonment issues. Just it kind of like put me in the mind of, you remember the story about David and Bathsheba when they had the baby died. Well, it's almost like that situation. The baby didn't die in this case, but she is going through so many issues, like it's unbelievable. And I do believe that I
Okay,
wish
you
I
said,
would.
just a minute, hold your words. You said it's good now, Pastor John.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
Sorry.
I wish at the time I was mature enough to handle my emotions and take the child in. But at the time, I could only think about my own selfish
Yourself at that
ways.
time.
And
You weren't too mature at that time.
no, I was not.
You weren't mature, yes.
No, I was not mature. And I was like, I dare you bring this child here and ask me to raise this child. That's one scenario. Another scenario, you talk about the husband betraying your trust, right? Like I had my husband, I was like I don't want to say a family secret, but I was planning on telling my family a situation that was going on. But I was waiting for the right opportunity to tell them. And my husband got drunk and ended up telling all of it.
He got drunk for that reason.
Do you know, still to this day here, my family, when it comes down to certain things, the trust is broken because of that situation. Still to this day. And he's long gone. Husband number 2 is long gone. But my family still, and my sister still brings that up to this day. See? She said, you weren't going to tell us. You just weren't going to tell us. And I had to finally admit, I said, hey, I was going to tell you, but in my own time. But because of Edward, he told you, and he told you not the right way. It wasn't the right way.
Sometimes because you know that the person cannot keep things, you have to hold off sometimes.
Oh, and that's the worst.
Sometimes you just feel like you're husbands and wife, and there are things that you can talk about, and you both keep it. And you said you don't want anyone to know about it. But at the same time, either husband or wife will be whispering to somebody else and telling them, and so that's the situation that you were in. You're supposed to talk about things and said we wanted to stay here, and it stays there. And that's another thing too.
Is it something you have to say, well, let's keep this here, or is it automatically understood? Because when husband and wife is in the bedroom and they're having pillow talk, that's supposed to be private.
Of course.
You shouldn't have to say, don't tell this and don't tell that. I'm telling you my most intimate thoughts. You should be able to withdraw from telling anybody anything.
That's right. That's power.
Right. That was one of those situations that I told him, I said, I forgive you, but I would never forget it. I would never forget it because, it wasn't, I just couldn't. No, I could not forget it. Then, on top of that, talking about forgiveness, try having a man bring a woman to your home in the car, out in the front yard while he's in there gathering up his meal.
He always getting his meal to go?
His meal.
Meal. Oh, his meal. Oh.
And I said, what kind of meal are you looking for that you're going to take outside? And he's like, what makes you think I'm going to take it outside? I said, well, you got the car running outside. I never forget that night. And he's like, oh, I got a friend in there. I said, what kind of friend you got in there? I went and the woman, she wanted to be seen. She got the window rolled down with her arm out the window. She just waiting for me to come.
The side trick, side trick.
Yes, yes. And I said, Edward, what is this? Oh, I know you're gonna start some mess, and he's like, he's a troublemaker.
They don't expect you to say anything about these things?
That was just the beginning of it, right? This woman was so manipulative to him. This woman caused him to come to my home while I was working, and they emptied out the whole house. The whole house. they even took things that I had before I even met him.
Wow.
They took everything. And what really, that hurt it, but what really hurt is he come back the next week. And you know how they used to have those built-in microwaves that go in the wall? Have you ever seen those?
Of
Old
course.
school, right? He even came back for that.
What?
Yeah, a big hole in the wall. Took the microwave.
He
And I
took
know
it out of the wall.
out of the wall.
Wow.
Yeah, he took it out. And I said to him, I know you don't know how to install it. That I'm absolutely sure of. And that's what made me believe that it was her saying that caused him, because he wouldn't have never thought. He wasn't that brilliant to think to go get all the furniture out the house, to come back for the microwave. I said to him, did you need the microwave?
So what happened? Did he end up leaving her? Did he marry to her?
2 years after 2 years. Okay, so the day he called me 1 year later and said he wanted to he wanted to get back together, right? First it was a divorce. We went through the divorce, then called back and said he wanted to get. I said no. Fine, ask God to forgive you. I forgive you. Ask God to forgive you and ask him to bring you another wife, right? So he ended up marrying her maybe 2 years after that. And they only stayed married for 2 years.
Of course.
And she was doing him the same way he was doing me.
Of course.
Yeah,
they didn't get any help on it.
And hold on, Minister John, and you talking about forgiveness. Try praying for your husband's mistress, that God will have mercy upon her. Try that one. I said, God, you is something. You got me praying for this woman here. Oh no, but I had to, and I told her, I said, I'm praying for you, that God don't allow you to burn up in my husband's arms. I'm hoping that he spares your life. I'm hoping that you recover from this situation. Oh, don't pray for, both of them told me the same thing. Don't pray for me. Don't pray for me. I said, well, I am.
Wow.
And to me,
that's the God that we serve, right?
Yeah, that is the God that we serve. I've been through some rough situations, even here recently, Minister John. I had a situation with my Nigerian friend, right? I went on to Trinidad and I met the pastor that we was there to meet, right? The lady that created the founder of this prayer challenge, this prayer group. She was there in the city. And I said to him, I'm going to send a letter by her and her husband to give to you, because they're all in Nigeria. So he said, well, why would you send them to my house for a letter? And I said to him, I would really like for you to have something tangible of mine, right? I said to him, give me the address. And he would not. She told me, she said, tell him. She said, I don't like the way he was talking on that voice message, but she said, tell him, yes, I don't mind. I will bring the letter to him. And I told him, he said, no. But what it taught me, Minister Joan, is that out of 3 years, here it is that I trusted this person here. And this person here did not even consider my feelings, right? Did not even consider my feelings, did not even consider how I would feel about him rejecting the letter.
So do you cut him off now?
I did.
Oh, amen. Pastor John?
Pastor
John is on another line. Come on,
I'm here.
Clap your hands.
Come on. Yes. No, I'm here. Amen. I'm trying
Pastor John.
Hold on. I'm trying to get you to hear me. Are you hearing me?
We're hearing you. Let's hear it
Yeah.
All
again.
right, because somehow I'm not hear myself. I get clear enough back here. All right, I think I hear much better now. Yeah, I'm listening to Veronica here, and
We're gonna touch her case now.
hold on, because I see something similar that happened to a tenant of mine. Okay, he and his girlfriend break up. She take back even the spices that she had given to him.
You said spices?
Spices, take all the spices.
That's petty. That's petty.
I'm telling you, I was there the night, and I'm like, she didn't spare nothing. Mattress, bed, everything, everything. It didn't told me to hide. I had just recently, we went to sell the house, right? So I was cleaning up stuff, and I saw some of the stuff I had to put away and hide for him for her to take it. She was just like a dragon. She was cleaning everything up.
Wow.
She said, I gave him the spices.
Now, but, if I'm gonna be petty,
petty.
I would not take the spices. I would just put the spices all over everywhere and let them have it.
But in all seriousness, I mean, this is serious stuff too, right? Olivia, welcome. But Brother Strange is not unique. A lot of people do these things. I see men taking women weave of their hair. I saw a guy strip a girl naked onto her underwear in the street. He said, I buy all this stuff, and she was if somebody told my parents, somebody told his girlfriend, like wife, his other man, for some time. And eventually he followed her right to the place with the guy, selling guy having lunch or together. Right? And the guy asked him, who is she? Who is this guy? I bet she tell that you know no man or whatever. And he said, but that's my wife, that's my wife. Yeah? And he said, okay, so I'm not married to nobody, right? He wasn't children, he said, oh, hey, it's Tom, or whatever. No, he said, okay. He take the weave off. He said, okay, I buy the shoes, give me my shoes, take the top off. You went in the street naked. Just on the brown underwear.
Yeah, but
and that's about pettiness, I say. All right. I mean, if you live with somebody, leave them. Don't take stuff and go. I always say, if I have to leave my wife for any reason, just give me my clothes, please. Just let me take my clothes and my musical instrument, whatever music I have to do. You can keep it all, the car, everything. I'm gone. I'll take a car. I'll take a Uber. I'll go find somewhere. Just keep everything. Because at the end of the day, man, he doesn't want it. The material doesn't want it. I want my peace. I want not to remember what I was, where I was, and let me see everything brand new. Let me imagine walking to Coach and Huggins or Walmart and pick up some new stuff and just feel good in the moment. Not have to go, but I took that from him. You see that there? I took that one, you take that. You know what I mean? Oh, that want you to do me so. Let me tell you my go over the world. I ain't gonna do want your food. I ain't bought that. When your body wasn't yours. Once you come in the house in the material, it's all of us own. So I'm saying that brother been very petty. I think that he was just trying to hurt Veronica to go into the core for whatever reason. He said to hurt her bad. I will make her feel my absence, by taking everything and go with it. But I think one of the things that hurting people always hurt people, whatever happens in that relationship with Veronica, he decided to hurt you back, and try to do something to you that you have done to him. Because sometimes men suffer in silence, and they say nothing.
But Pastor John, this is the guy from Nigeria who she doesn't know, remember?
Oh yeah, that's the Nigerian guy.
Well, the thing, his reasoning, he said the reason why he said no to that is because in our 3-year going on 4-year relationship, I had surgery on my foot.
Yeah, I remember that.
And when I had surgery on my foot, I had no one to help except for one person, and that person that offered to help was a male. And because of that situation, he says, I cannot. He says, nobody in Nigeria would accept a woman allowing another man to come in and help her in that capacity. because I couldn't even stand on my foot. I couldn't even, my foot could not even touch the
So
floor.
it doesn't trust you. It doesn't trust you.
And that's why you're long distance relationships, right?
Yeah, he
But
doesn't
then
trust.
It
you
is.
should have sent help. You should have said, if he's sewing, if he cared so much, why didn't he send the money to pay for a caregiver?
Hello. No,
Right?
he wasn't gonna do
Like,
that.
because I have a lot of Nigerian friends, and they're very, I understand they do not believe in the male and women having like friendships and all that. But one thing they're very big on is paying for help.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
They
This one
support
he
their
has never
lives.
offered.
They support their lives. Their wives do not work. Their wife have a gate man. They have a cook. They have a house girl. They have a driver. And this is 4 people. I know the income here is way different, but that's the lifestyle that they provide for their wives. So if you're so interested in me, you would figure out a way
Right.
to support and say, okay, I'm
course.
not comfortable with having a man in your space because I'm
Right.
not there.
Right.
It's okay to feel that way, but okay,
Well,
how much help do you need, and how can you support? What's the cost of us
Right.
having? And again, the word is us,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
someone come and
And
assist you.
assist you. Yes.
no, that was not the situation. That was not the conversation.
He's just trying to
And
build up something.
huh?
His
He's just
insecurities.
trying to build up
Yeah.
He's
something
insecure.
on you
I think
Yeah,
because
exactly.
the exit strategy was to just
Mhm.
it was just to leave. And
Just
that
to
Yeah,
leave.
and the
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
about it is that, you know, I was very angry with him because not because he didn't want to accept the letter, but why did you waste my time for 3 years?
Yeah, but there's a you know, I'm so happy that it happened that way. So you found out. So
Girl,
nobody
thank God.
didn't tell you, because lots of times I want to tell you something, but I don't want to because I don't want it to be heard. So
No, you have to tell me. You have
thank
to tell
God.
me.
Thank God that you found out your way.
But isn't that something? Because Veronica, I always say that there was
Hold on, John. I said Minister Joan has to tell me, not you now.
Yeah.
No, I'm listening, John. Go ahead.
I was never comfortable with that arrangement. I said that to you before, right?
Yeah.
I was
Right.
never comfortable with you having a long distance relationship with an African man in that
And
field.
you're not seeing him. You
I've
don't
not seen him. I was kind of worried about you in that, and Mick mentioned to you about that because I even tell you I would take a trip to Nigeria for myself secretly.
Yes.
Remember I told you that?
Mhm.
And find out what he's doing, who is this guy.
I don't
Because-
care how much it costs.
Yeah, I would take that
cannot
trip.
come. I am
That's what-
going.
That's what this lady pastor said. She said, she said, I'm from Nigeria. I can find out from information. She said, just get an address from him and I will give you all the information you need.
Yeah.
But he would not do it. And when he said he would not do it, I said, that means that you don't want to pursue a relationship with me.
Exactly.
He says, well, if I have to do that in order to pursue a relationship with you, because he says that's not relevant to our relationship, he says, then I don't want it.
Now, see, that was not
Just
even
like
that.
that.
That was
Just like that.
Just like that.
See, he had other intentions, right?
Of course.
And
So I asked him, so days went by. The whole time I was in Trinidad, I really wasn't communicating with him. So today he calls me up and he says, hello, how are you? How's everything going? And I said, I'm doing fine. He says, oh, okay then.
You said I'm doing fine. You should say I'm doing great.
No, it wasn't the response that he wanted to hear. So he says, oh, okay then. All right, thank you. And hung up.
what?
Just like that.
Wow.
Oh.
He said, hello, how are you? How's your day? How's everything coming along with you? I said, fine.
You know, because you weren't married to him, I can tell you this. I would just cut him off my phone. If you were married, I would encourage you otherwise. But you see, because you weren't, I would just cut him off.
Yeah,
instantly. You don't
he's cut
need
off
that.
because you know he didn't even consider my feelings.
Yeah.
How
Right.
I would feel about the matter, you know.
And
I
the
said,
way how he cut it off, because that's what he did. He
yeah,
would,
Because you're not the only one he's talking to.
no,
Exactly.
Exactly.
You're
Exactly.
not the
Exactly.
only
You're
one.
not.
I
Why does
have
it
Exactly.
too
matter? Doesn't
many.
care.
You have options. You have
Yeah.
options.
Listen,
Yes.
these
Doesn't
You look,
care.
you're looking for the most
men,
controlling, the one that he have more access to.
Yes.
You're not
exactly.
accessible. You're a
Right.
Yeah,
liability.
Right.
You
yeah,
know? Yeah.
Exactly. And you know,
Uh,
I said even if I would have came to Nigeria, he would allow me to come over there and marry him. He would have done and would have kept me a secret because the whole thing was,
well,
you
you was a secret already. You didn't want to
You
become one.
were,
You was
you were
one.
secret for 3 years.
well, you know, the
yeah.
thing about it, he says to me, as long as my family know about you, as long as my mom and my dad know about you,
Oh, that's a
and my
lie.
children knew about you, that's all
Yeah.
that matters. And
That's
I
a
said,
no.
No,
no,
That's a
no, no,
no.
no, no, no,
that's
no.
a
No.
That's
no,
not how
no.
they work. That's
No.
not how
No.
they work.
Mm-mm.
I would encourage you to have Nigerian friends and actually have conversations and start watching Nigerian movies so you
Mhm.
could understand the culture and understand how they operate. A
Mhm.
Nigerian man does not take less than 3 months to propose to you and marry you.
That's
Number
right.
Well,
one.
that's another
Within
thing too.
within 3 6 months, they already marry you, they already introduce you to their family, they already do the traditional wedding. They do not have to do the white wedding, but they will do the traditional wedding on the
Traditional,
phone with you.
definitely.
On the phone. There's
On the
families that,
phone.
yes, there's family that will marry. So as for example, John is in America and I'm in the Buhuhuhu wherever in Nigeria, and
Mhm.
the family will say, listen, my son is looking for a wife and I have a daughter. So my mom would bring me, and John family would bring him, and they
Yeah.
will bring the two pictures together. I'm talking two pictures. No one has to be present, and they will marry both you guys together. And
Wow.
that happens within weeks. In Nigeria, there's a wedding every single day.
Yeah.
The wedding rate is just unbelievable. There's 2, 3 weddings a day because they believe in marriage and the communion of a marriage so fast that the minute they follow you, the family say, "Oh, she's a good girl. Hey, my sister, let's marry her. Let's
Yeah.
marry them
Yeah.
today."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they marry you today.
There's
Within
no
2 months,
love.
but
Yeah.
they build the love
They
later
build the love
because
after.
they believe in you marry into the family. So
Yeah.
that's what they will
Yes.
ask you, where you from? What's your background? You are Obodabu girl. You are an American girl. You are not the girl his family wants for him.
Right.
Number one. So we Caribbean girls, American girls, we are not on that. We are
We're
not the cream.
Africans.
No, we're not. So when
That's
an
right.
African man, they have to fight and prove how amazing or great you are. The family has to accept you. It's a whole process for him to
You
bring
know
you
what?
there.
But
So
Daniela,
I'm telling, hmm?
my
I'm
sister
talking.
married a Nigerian, and they have 3 children together, right?
Mhm.
And one is I think one is a registered nurse now.
Mhm.
The son is going to university in September. The other daughter, she was in law school, and now she's working as a air hostess. I know what happened to from law school to air hostess. I know what happened there, but she gone to want to fly and plane all over the world. So she just doing that. I'll take a break from law school and just so. And then I have another friend of mine who married, and you don't talk about traditional wedding right here.
But what I'm saying to you, John, is he doesn't live here.
Mm.
You're talking about someone that's there. They're
Leave.
still in their tradition. The tradition still well and
Oh,
alive.
right.
When someone is here, they travel. So when they
Right.
travel here, they already acclimate to the Canadian lifestyle, the
Right,
American
right,
lifestyle, the
right,
North
right,
American
right.
lifestyle.
Gotcha.
So their way of the viewing things, they do things differently.
Differently.
So
Yeah.
even that, they're like, oh, you went and you married some Nigerian girl, American. Why couldn't you come and
Come
marry
home.
a nice girl in the village?
Yeah,
We have
yeah,
this
yeah.
nice village girl. He is there, so he cannot. You both, the way you see life, the way you're gonna communicate is gonna be such a hard time because they like this
Tight.
to the rod.
Tight, yeah.
And I'm not telling you this. All my friends are African. I'm talking African, just come off the boat African. I work with them. You understand?
Yeah.
I understand the pidgin language
Fresh
when
off
they
the
speak.
boat.
So
Right.
when they speak, when I meet a Nigerian guy, they always nervous with me because
Because you know a lot.
the minute they say something, I will tell them straight up. I say, no, you did not marry. I say, yeah, you married. And they're like, what do you mean? I say, you did have a traditional wedding. You may not have the white wedding because they don't acknowledge the white wedding the level they acknowledge the traditional wedding.
Right,
So let
The
me ask
tradition,
you with that question, with the traditional wedding, if they went through a tradition, is there any way to break that traditional wedding?
you have to bring the family. He has to take you and bring, first of all, he's paying a bride price, darling.
Mm.
So he has to pay that bride price.
Yeah.
And then you need to return the bride price. And the bride price is not something you just come up with. The family, they come and they have a meeting first. They sit down. Then the family will give them a list of the things they want. No, he
Mhm.
brings that list. When he brings that list, according to the list, they say, okay, fine. They cut with the kola nut and whatever. When they do the whole kola nut tradition, that's the pre-engagement. Or I want to marry this man. Then they do the tradition. That's when they do the whole gown, the whole outfit, and they invite the whole village, whatever, whatever. That is when you're ready to break up, you need to take this girl, bring her back to the family
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
until it's no longer working. The
Yeah.
family has to agree
Mm-hmm.
that you have to break up. It's not
Yep.
something you just break like that.
Right.
And it's like, no,
No,
it's not.
it's not.
So, and that's what it's forgiveness. When you look at now, the marriage of Nigeria is divorce is happening. But I maybe 1, 2 Nigerian person I met that went through divorce, but and because they came here,
Yes, and lots of times the parents encourage them to go back to
but they go back
go
home. You
back,
don't
even though
belong
they're
here. Go back home.
disadvantaging them, yeah.
Your husband cheat on you. Go back home.
Or
You were
beating
here.
you.
Or
They
beat you. Go
hitting,
back
yeah.
home.
Oh, you have to go back home.
You have to go back home.
Yeah.
How they will say, you know, I bring back your daughter, give me back my bride price.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So the traditional marriage is very, very, it's luck. It's very luck.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't.
We had
First of all, girl, you don't know who. 419 is huge, which is scam. That's the name. They call it 419. It's a huge thing in Nigeria right now.
Yeah, the scammers.
And they would be talking to you. They first message you on Facebook, and then he message the next
Well,
person.
you know, it wasn't that quite that cut and dry with me and him, right? 3 years. I mean, we've been through a lot of ups and downs. My surgeries on my foot, he's been there. I mean, he's been there, but not physically there. Like he's talked to my doctors. He's talked to, finding out what medication I need, how often I need to change my bandage. He's just
Of
been very
course.
Veronica,
actively
that's the
involved.
game, girl.
That's the part of the game.
That's part of the game. He just need his green card.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I was just going to say.
even with that, when I offered to get him to come over here to help him come over here to the States, he
Because
says
he
no.
can't.
It can't because
He
he has
can't.
a family in
He
Nigeria.
has a family. He
Yeah,
can't
he
do
can't
that.
do that. I mean, speaking this.
So he's not
You
gonna.
know, I was not comfortable. I said it
He's
here
not.
with
He
that
can't.
situation
Me
because
too. Me too.
I told
I
her that.
wasn't comfortable with
He's
it
not.
either.
Girl, when you see Nigerian men talking to you, even if they're standing in front of your face, run. Unless they're here in Canada and you could go and search and find out if they're married and all that. You can go to their home, you can physically be there, and you actually have stuff, but not all across the ocean and the seas.
Mm-mm.
Because
No.
listen, $1 million right now
comfortable
in
at
Nigerian
all
dollar
with
is
it.
1,000 Canadian dollars. The money is depleting every single day. Who
Yeah,
is not
yeah.
gonna leave to come here?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's what I thought too. I was like,
It's over.
Thank God.
Thank you,
Give
Jesus.
God
Sister Daniela, you haven't known half of the story, and if you're rejoicing, can
I
you imagine me and
know.
Pastor John?
Girl,
You
I'm so
don't
happy
get
for
and you
you.
know,
half of the story, but thank God for
Minister
you
Jones.
tonight to enlighten her.
Minister John, I'm kind of disappointed that you and John didn't. Well, I knew how John felt, but you didn't say a word.
No, but I
a
was
word.
encouraging you to
Holy-
talk to the counselor, so the counselor could tell you exactly what I would tell you.
Oh, okay.
See, I was
Okay.
encouraging you to talk with the counselor, and I'm
Yeah.
sure the counselor would tell you exactly what I would tell you, like what Daniela is telling you.
So did I do justice to you, Veronica?
Because I did, look here.
Yes, thank you,
Veronica.
Daniela. Thank you.
No,
Which
but
I
what-
kind of already knew the tradition and how
Yeah.
that goes, because
Yeah.
I have a friend girl who went over and married a young man, you know, and that's another thing. They don't care who they marry. I don't know if it's, well, I don't even know if her situation is true love, because he is much younger than she is, right?
Mm.
She's in her 30s. She's got 4 children. He's in his mid 20s, maybe mid 20 or early 20s. I don't know. But I'm just even wondering about her. I want to ask her about how everything is going, but at the same time, you know.
You know something, in America, right? Before we go any further, let me go further. Alicia is here, and we gotta give official recognition for being here tonight.
Yeah.
Alicia. And tonight, Alicia, we're talking about forgiveness in marriage, right?
we're talking about a lot of different things.
Yes, yeah, but you see, one thing leads to another in this. You see, those topics, I mean, is very sectional.
Yeah.
Right? So once you touch one, you open up the other, you just unfold like an onion, just open up like this, right? And you know, the word forgiveness, it touches, when you talk about forgiveness in marriage, it touches a lot of different things, you know, and people have to pay the consequences of a hurt. Yeah, there's some women, if you hurt them, they lock up shop on you for a month or 2 months, 3 months. You don't get no, the shop closed. Hold that.
What do you close from, Pastor John?
Me?
What does shop close from?
Having sex.
Right. I'm asking the public question. Remember.
Yeah. Shop closed. You don't give them nothing. Nothing for 1 month, 2 months.
No intimacy.
No intimacy. You know, you put it in the microwave on the table. That's it. You know what I mean? But nice. So, I'm hurting, and I'm not gonna be bothered tonight. There's nothing for you. You know, no cookie from the jar. That's it. That's it. Done.
The cookie jar.
No cookie jar. And so the unforgiveness runs really deep. And you could talk about unforgiveness until your eyes get red.
All night.
Because people have different ways they forgive, and some way they just don't forgive you. So Altia, we're talking about forgiveness. I wanted to hear from you. As this physiotherapist, psychotherapist.
Oh my God.
Help me.
Oh God.
Yeah, just leave it as therapist, because
Therapist.
we had so many different changes on our flyer, so like, which one is it?
Which one is it? Let me know.
Yeah, I mean,
Good night.
listening and catching up on the conversation. And there were so many layers that I was listening to, because obviously, you're in a long-term relationship, and it sounds to me as if you had some ideas of what you wanted in a relationship. And from what Daniela is saying, it was time to take off the rose-colored glasses, because your perception and what was actually happening were two different things. And, I started to feel really sensitive about what you were sharing. Yeah. And I just thought, and I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago about, love and what it looks like for people. And especially when you invested your time and your energy and your focus on something, and it didn't work out. And even though we're saying, you should be clapping of joy, I mean, I feel some sadness there.
Yeah,
I did too.
And I'm sure we will be talking to her. I will be talking to her off
And
the air
I
of
think
the
she,
show.
yeah, and
Definitely. But
she's
Sister
out here.
Alita, you don't understand some things that sometimes I almost want to say, do you believe in this person? You know, but sometimes I'm afraid of losing my friendship in cases like these, because sometimes when you tell the truth, sometimes it really hurts. And so I
It hurts, but it's okay. It's
yeah,
But I could tell you from having conversation after the show, and I think I think went for about 4 hours one night, Veronica, almost into morning, and we had a real conversation about the whole thing.
Mhm.
And I didn't think, I think you say when you talk to me after the show, we had a really candid conversation, and I think I said, I think I was trying to hurt you. I was trying to warm your heart, that you know that it's not right. It's not good. It's not a good situation, right? But I think I did well. I know eventually at the end of the day, it turns out that what I was saying to you now, it proved that my advice to you, proved itself to be right. However, I do hope that going forward, yeah, that you use that as an example. Why not to, again and even what Daniel had added to you, a new script
right.
to look at and say, you know what, I got to investigate that, and then I see some nigga like this now. I got to figure it out now. You know what I mean? So
let me share with you how I feel now. I
Mm.
saw a podcast, John, and it really enlightened me. I'm gonna send it to you
Okay.
and to all of you. So the podcast is this brother here, he's with Minister Farrakhan. He's a Muslim brother, and he gave his perspective on marriage, looking for a potential partner, right? And he said, in the Our Father prayer is what you should be looking for in a partner. And as he was going through the prayer, listing the different points, for an example, Our Father which art in heaven, he was like, this person here, this man should be looking high. He should not be somebody low. He should have somebody, it should be somebody with high elevation, high vibrations, right? And it says, kingdom come, that will be done on earth as it is in heaven, right? Give us this day our daily bread. He's like, this brother here should be getting the bread, right? He just went through the he's like, this person here should be bringing in the dough, right? Forgive us of I'm trying to remember. Anyway, he goes to the different points of the prayer, and he says there's 5 different aspects in the prayer that this man here should have. His character should have this going on. He said, and what I would advise women to do is to write down all the spiritual characteristics you want out of this brother, and then take that list and make sure you're everything you are on that list. And he says, light attracts light. And he also said, list the spiritual, list the something else he was saying, some other kind of characteristic. And then he says, list the physical last. He said, because once you get everything else you want, you really don't care about the physical too much. He said, you should not. And this person should be equivalent to your whatever your purpose is on this earth here. Whatever God has called you to do this person should be able to complement what God has asked you to do. And he just went on. I mean, the way he had clear answers to what I'm gonna send it to you. He had clear messages on how his perspective on how marriage should be.
Something I had a thought today, right? I was just making some stuff today, and I said I was asking the question: the difference between a woman and a virtuous woman, a wife and a virtuous woman. A man could find a wife, but is she a virtuous woman? And the description is different.
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of men have wives, but they're not virtuous women. They're different. The description of a virtuous woman is different from finding a wife. Yes. So,
Mhm.
and in the description in Proverbs 31, right, that woman do a lot of business. She take care of a lot of business, right? Now,
Mhm.
I want to find a wife is a helpmate, right? It should be, right?
Yes.
But is she virtuous as the Proverbs 31 woman? And if most men will ask you today, if the wives are virtuous, according to Proverbs 31, is she?
What about the man? I mean, I know
No,
you
no, 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 no,
trying
no,
to
no, no, no. We're
but
talking about it. No, I know you're going back there. What I'm saying, the description is the man should be a provider. If you don't provide, he wasn't an infidel. That's the kind of man you want, a provider for you. Right?
Right.
That's what it's for. The man should
What
be
the
doing.
word says, yeah.
Right? That's the word says that. The man should be a
Right.
provider, should be providing for the wife, for the household, right? He should be able to lead the household. That's his responsibility. Right? The
Right.
woman has her role. But he said, who could find a virtuous woman, right?
Mhm.
Right? Is a blessed man, right? Also, a man find a wife, find a good thing, right? So how do you separate the two, right? So I was thinking today, and a lot of men got and the guy who said the physical for last. In the man's world, he go before looking for look at the physical attraction of a woman. Nice breasts, nice butt, everything, nice lips, all the stuff you're looking for. You know what I mean? But he, in essence, a man's looking for a virtuous woman.
Mhm.
The criteria 35 of Proverbs 31 he should be looking for. And I'm saying to myself, and that's I did an article on my late wife called A Virtuous Woman. And I list all the things that she did, what she did, as and qualifying her for that virtuous woman. And I'm saying today, still, if I have to marry again now, right? I'll go to that list right now again. I'll be very, very selective. Yeah. Because you don't want to
I'm sorry, John. You say you would do what now?
as if I have to marry anytime again, I'll do the same. I'll be going to that list to make my
Right.
selection. I don't want to have a beautiful woman. I want a virtuous woman.
Well,
Yes,
hopefully
and
the virtuous woman is beautiful.
well, hopefully, yeah.
Right. That's
But
what
beauty lies beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, right?
Absolutely.
So beauty doesn't have to always be that long, straight nose, fair, light brown skin, cinnamon color. It could be, tall black with white teeth and blue eyes. You know what I mean? That's my beauty. You know what I mean? So a lot of things that we try to put people, box people in. I hear women speak and they say, "Wow, that woman going somewhere." She has a mission. She has an ambition. She's doing something. I could sense in her conversation with me, or sensing what she's saying, that she's going someplace. She's heading in that direction I want to go to. You understand? And I tell her bird last time, I said, look, let me tell you something. Don't go after her because she's looking good and smelling good.
Right.
That's not enough. Okay? So smell good, look good is not enough in this dispensation. You want more than that. Because if you show beauty, it's just a show girl you have.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So when I hear people and I look at this Daniela and I look at Althea and what she plans to do, she her own enterprise. She's going to hire more people, want to have have thing going on. You're talking about being virtuous woman right there. Daniela aspiring to go more, have more, and do more. What she want to do, she showed the last time. And the things that she talk about, I hope men take a note. Here's a virtuous woman. She's the one aspiring to be something. She don't just she make her husband proud. You'll be well known because of her.
And again, because of the things that she have gone through.
Exactly.
Right.
And then
she knows what she's looking for now.
Exactly. But not only better still, the husband might have complimented her and probably financed a project. You understand? So now he looks good because why? He can walk in. When I say he look good, he didn't just sit down and do nothing. I'm sure that husband was engaged and doing a lot of things too. But he makes her proud. She makes him proud. I read the book from Shakespeare, The Taming of the Shrew, or Catching the Shrew. Anybody ever read that? That to me, when I read that book way back then, I thought to myself, what a man who helped transform the life of a woman. And the other men who had their wives was like, where's your wife again? They didn't show up when they was called. But the woman that was crazy on the other, she was one who was really submissive to her husband. You know, so it's a lot of things to put into that bowl of forgiveness and love and and stuff like that. But as we unfold, we peel the onion tonight, we recognize that forgiveness is just the onion. But inside of this onion have a lot of things to smell. Yeah. And sometimes we might cry. Yeah.
Sister Veronica,
Yes.
sorry, Pastor. Mike said he feels it for you.
Oh, well, I'm gonna share a tear for her tonight, don't worry.
Because remember, he always, in the beginning, when
Yes.
we always talk about these things, says, oh no, I feel it.
Tell Pastor Mike that I said,
but I have a question that I'd like to throw out there.
Yes.
Because, you just really piqued my attention there, John, when you just mentioned that passage and just how you delivered the message. And I'm just wondering, like, since we are talking about forgiveness and, being in relationships for long term, is there something that says that after a while that maybe you might need to evaluate what's happening in the relationship along the way? Is that something that we might need to start sharing with people, that you might need to take a review 6 months?
Yeah. You know what? You're right. You're right. I believe that almost everybody should evaluate the relationship at any given time. I believe that. All right. It's not to cut down the person, but to improve. Yeah.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Yes.
I do a self-check all the time on me. Yeah. Before I even do any of my work, I do it on me. Right? Anytime I see something, my wife doing something, I go in the mirror and say, what do you do wrong now? I ask him, John Kelly's first.
Yeah.
What have I done?
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm not kidding you guys. I'm telling you.
Pastor John, there are men out there who think that they've never done anything wrong.
No,
They've
you're
never
kidding me?
done anything wrong.
Even Abby doesn't tell me that. Even Abby doesn't tell me, Daddy, what you doing? You can't do that.
Right.
Abby, 7 years old.
Yeah.
Keep that in check.
That's what I tried to say.
You know?
Children knows better.
Look.
Sometimes they see it and they know.
I don't know if you guys know. I think Daniela and Alithia was here before. I said one time on this show, I was in the studio here, and my wife was calling me for something, and I was so focused on getting something. I had time to crunch some in, before 12 o'clock.
Right.
And she called me about probably 10. John is done, and I'm saying, Wednesday, don't give me up. I can't get this thing done. I'm talking to myself. And she opened the door. I said, what? You know what I mean? I'm like, she just walked back out, just closed the door and she walked back out. Right? And she hadn't said anything about it again. Right? So one day, Joyce and I was driving the car, and Joyce said, Daddy, what about this shouting to mommy? About what's wrong? You don't do that. She said to me, you're going to apologize. You're going to apologize to her for it. Joyce wasn't even 20 years yet. So she was 17. Go and apologize to mommy for it. And I forgot everything about that because I'm cool, I'm gone, I just didn't see it. Right? But when I didn't say anything, I had to apologize. Then she said, go and apologize to her. My daughter said, this is not you, you're out of character.
Can you imagine?
She knows that I don't shout, that I don't scream, I don't carry like that. So once that happened, check yourself, Daddy. You have to evaluate where you are.
Wow.
Something. So I'm saying to you guys, and those listening, men, the word submission is not only for women.
No.
It's written in the word. Husband, submit yourself to your wife. Wife, submit yourself to your husband. But there's a difference when with the woman's submission in the follow along the scripture. It says, you must submit unto your husband as unto Christ. And the husband must know the word, to wash her with the word. And he must be the presenter, without spot, without wrinkle, without blemish. Your wife should be well kept by you.
Wow.
Loving her as Christ loved the church.
Sure.
Our marriage should reflect Christ's relationship with the church.
Wouldn't that be I always said this because you always come up with this same line. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we would think those ways, those lines?
But it's there for us to do. That is written for us to do.
It is, but how many people, how many husbands?
But you see,
those.
I think
I always said, Pastor John, if if the head, which is the man, if they're doing the things what the Bible said, then the woman, the woman will just automatically gravitate to it.
Submit.
Exactly, because if the woman okay, I remember the last time the men conference I did last November, I asked the men, can your wife see Christ in you?
Right. You know,
Can your wife see Christ in you? Can you see Christ in your husband? Because if you have to submit him unto Christ, does he look like? Does he represent? Does he act like Christ the way you worship Christ?
That's right.
So when I want to submit to me, you know, she has to see the Christness in me. You know, when my daughter said to me one time, Daddy, you know, you're the only person I see that you qualify as a pastor. That speaks volume to me. Because she read the Bible, she understands the scripture.
Of course.
And then my wife will call me Pastor John. And then one night I'm here, and she opened the door. See what I was saying? I can't remember what I was saying on the radio. And she opened the door and she said, you see what brothers call you pastor? You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is this: if you live the life in your house,
Amen.
yes, you don't have to fake it outside.
You don't have, amen. Amen.
You understand me?
I agree with you.
You don't have to fake it outside. So your life should reflect Christ in the earth.
Yes.
As a husband to the wife. So to be the qualifications for submission, that you must be Christ-like. You must have the mind of Christ. You must be functioning like Christ. You must treat your wife like Christ treat the church.
Can you imagine? Go
So
ahead.
you know, I would love to continue this conversation next week. After you guys look at the video I sent you.
Okay.
Because what it talks about is the men returning, the real men returning, right? Like real men, like the men doing days of David. Like David was a warrior, right? David, you know, talk about the warriorship of a man. You're right, Minister Joan. If the man is in his rightful place, the women automatically submit. They don't have a choice.
No choice.
No choice. You know?
Exactly. Because as you're asking, do we evaluate? How do we evaluate where we are? And do we do self-check? Look, man, let me tell you something. If you have a car and you travel down the road in the car, the book says every 3 months you change your oil. Yes? Every 2,000 kilometers, right? Now, if you don't do the hand in your car, what are you going to do? You take it to a place to get checked, right? And you go say, boy, I heard it's making a noise, let me check it out. If you hear your marriage making a noise, get it checked. Get it checked. You know, sometimes a silent woman, it's a sign that something is wrong.
Yeah.
And then you want to go silent on you, brother, something for you to start taking note of. Yeah? Something, when you start talking to you, when you start giving silent treatment, a lot of things could happen. Some they act with their love language because they feel you know them for a while. Yeah, you become too busy thinking about other things. Right? And she needs your attention. All right? Sometimes you could probably, she heard your conversation about something over the phone and she wasn't pleased with it and she won't tell you. She'll just give you silent treatment till you come forward with it. Right? So it's important to evaluate the circumstances at any given time. Yeah? And men do become weak. They fall away. Yes? I'm looking at scriptures. A lot of great men in the Bible, right? And politicians didn't fall away because they wasn't doing their job. They're doing their job well. But sex destroyed them.
Yes. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, and that's why this brother, he was saying that, you know, and now I heard it before, but he's like, men work better when they're just around men. And women work better when there's just women, but there's a time that the two should come together, right? But for the most part, it is good for men to dwell among the brethren. It's good for women to dwell among the sisters because that's where we as women, we become creative. We're bouncing ideas and different things off, you know, different women. And we're just about prayer. We're about unity, you know, these type of things. The brotherhood, they're out in the field. They're warriors. They're dealing with weapons, you know, guns, they spears, you know, I'm just saying in the spirit realm, right? They're dealing with all these things that represent what truly a true warrior would do. And you don't find many men today who have that warrior spirit, right? Like those are what you would call like they say like the real men return, right? And you know, this day and time here, you know, men don't feel that way. They don't feel that way. They want to, you know.
I think men have been emasculated a lot. They're more feminized now than anything else.
Yes.
Right? So even putting a bunch of men together, you don't know which men looking at other men's right. You know what I mean? So it's a totally different world that we're living in. We have to be very mindful. I was searching my mind today. I was kind of doing a lot of different thinking today. And I wanted to ask anybody in the church world, have there ever been a women's group in the Bible?
Of the ever what, sorry?
A women's group.
Oh.
Has there been any group with a men's ministry in the Bible? Right?
Well, you know,
let me think, right? And I'm saying all this the men was always together praying together, right? The women was always at home, right? There was always men praying together, men coming together. There was always men coming together and praying. Men was the protector spiritually, right? Socially and economically. Men was that. The women was not, in most cases, the women was not doing all the physical. The men was all the one supplying all the needs. Yeah, except when we come up and the poor 31 woman. But and then she's a very rare woman to find. She was not a common person. It's very rare. It's a rare species then, you know what I mean, among the races. But I think what happened over the years, the feminist movement has crept into the church. It has crept into our society, and we have a black woman saying, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I could do it by myself. So a lot of brothers say, okay, you don't need a man, fine. I could chill. You know what I mean?
We need men.
But no, that's a lot of women saying, I'm a strong black woman. How much white women here say I'm a strong white woman? You were conditioned to do that. All women are conditioned to say that I'm a strong black woman. I want to say that they say, I'm not a strong black woman, I need a man. You know, I could help a man. I have what it takes to be his soulmate, his helpmate, everything. But I'm not independent, strong black woman. And this is something that was placed upon our black women to make them feel, to make the men, they feminize our men, and they make the one empowered woman and tell them, you're a strong black woman. You don't need a man.
Yeah, but a strong black woman can mean a lot of things. Possibly.
Yeah, but no. Let us be real. You listen to what they're saying out there. The strong black woman. What they say, I don't need a man. That's those, you see, listen to them. Those from the feminist movement and those who get entrapped into it, right? Look, you could be strong.
You can be a strong black woman and you need a man.
You still need a man. Yeah. The man is your covering.
Yeah.
Okay? Yes. You need that. I mean, you could do so much for yourself, yes? Right? But the order is God, man, wife, children. Not God, woman, children. The man has to be part of the equation. And the feminist movement want to exclude the man from the movement. I heard one woman say the other day that she grew up with her father in the house. At one point, the mother joined the movement and dropped the husband for no apparent reason. And she advising young women now, black and white, don't fall victim to that. It destroys the relationship of family. She father did nothing wrong, but the mother get brainwashed, she said, into that feminist movement, and she adopted the lifestyle, and then she ended up being broken. And she said, no, my children cannot be like that. I will never indoctrinate my children to be that. Oh, no. You need a man in your family.
Yeah, we not only a man, we need strong men.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. We need strong men. We need the uncles, we need the cousins, we need the brothers, we need the father, we need everybody.
I think the fundamental thing here is, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm the only man here tonight. But as always, but I think that if we go back to basics, yeah, the original idea for in creation for man and woman, if we have stuck to that, we'll be better off today.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Of
absolutely.
course. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But I
Definitely.
think
I don't think it's too far-fetched now for
It
us
It
to
is.
fix.
Mm-mm.
I think now if we parents raise our boys and girls to be what they should be, yes, and we still have an opportunity to do that, right?
Yeah.
We can't allow the society to dictate the family structure.
Mhm.
Okay, so I think the church and the home and the church have to play that role of galvanizing and structuring the family unit, and the men have to come back to the house. You understand? And we have to start raising our boys to be husbands, not to be boyfriends, or girls to be wives and not to be
And not
girlfriends.
girlfriends. Mhm.
You know, I think that takes away a lot of value from both male and female. Yes.
Well, John, let me ask you this. You said we should teach the boys how to be husbands. What about to be militant, to be men?
Well,
No, because if you
the order of things goes this, when if I'm raising my son, I will use biblical principles to raise my son,
But that's how we should. But
right?
sometimes, as you know,
So military comes later on in life, yes, but discipline, tolerance,
yeah,
right?
that's all a part of that.
Right. So we have to prepare him for life out of mindness. Yeah. The eagle will take an eaglet and go high with him and drop him. Right? And want to see if he flap his wings and his way down. If you don't, he's going to take him again higher. Give him enough time to think. And then when he starts trying his own, he tries his own nest, be his own nest, and he gone on his own. We have to start cultivating the right mindset. Children can't be too cute for us to discipline them. Oh, he's too cute. Oh, so nice. And we buy them expensive shoes. And they don't even know the value of it.
Exactly.
We want them to have name brand at age 7. Name brand going to school. They want to Walmart shoes because your son got a Jordan, yeah, for $200, and my son have a Walmart shoes. Look like a knockdown for $7.99, and he afraid to go to school because he get bullied for $7.99 shoes.
Oh yeah,
We have to fix that. So let's start restructuring in the family. I like to use Alicia word for the night. Evaluate our relationship, a family relationship. And once we start evaluating where we are as a family, then and only then we could make the correction and live kingdom like. Because we are kingdom citizens.
Right, and we should live like kingdom citizens.
Exactly.
We should. You know, as my pastor would say, is remember when you're out there, you're representing the kingdom, you're representing your church, and you're representing yourself.
Yeah.
And I never forget those things.
We are
I
not religious
never
people.
forget those things.
What
You're
do we come?
representing God, you're representing the church, your church, and you're representing yourself.
Yeah.
I always
Right,
remember.
And John, just to answer your question from before, you said, was there any women's group in the Bible, right?
You would not forget that. We're coming
Okay,
down
so
now. We're coming down. And
so
as I
back
said, Sister
so in
Veronica,
the
just
book of Acts, right? They were all on,
one accord.
one accord, but guess what? They met in small groups. And even today in our church, we meet in small groups. And even today, like our small groups some of them consist of men and women.
Yeah,
some of them consist of only men. Some of them consist of only women, and some of them consist of
I'm saying is that there was no
women's group.
Women's ministry.
But the women did meet together.
Yeah,
the women did
but there's no evidence of that. There's collective stuff. But what I'm saying, my point here is though, let us focus on building the family.
Hold on, John. Hold on. You remember the scripture that says the older women should teach the younger women?
Yeah, teaching. Yeah, but teaching that is hold on. It's not a woman's group.
All right.
It's like a teaching session. Your class is not a woman's group. You clearly go to a woman's group. It's not a women's group. So it's important for women to pass experience on to young girls. Yes, and then they could teach a young girl in her community. There should be a collective thing.
let me
But
say
John,
this.
women love to fellowship. If you notice it, we all go to the washroom the same time, right?
Only
So
one,
Let
only
me,
one.
and if you go back, beauty, all of that is something that
Women
women
do.
would share. So it may
Yeah.
not be established
Organized group.
like
Yeah.
of an organized group, but then when you go back to teaching, well, who learned to teach? Your grandmother would be the one teaching. She would gather
Yes.
all the girls and teaching. So that is a woman's group. We just have a fancy name for it now.
yeah,
Women ministry.
But then in reality,
yeah, we're using
it was still
ministry
a
now.
ministry. It was
Yeah.
still a ministry of teaching the young girls
Yeah.
how to present themselves. Because when you talk about the Proverbs Women 31, someone had to teach a woman
Of
to do
course,
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
of
Yeah.
So
course,
it
So
didn't
of
start,
course,
it's
it didn't
that
just come from the thin air.
mm,
Someone had to
to
put that
teach
down and
together.
pass it down to her so she
Right.
can pass it down to the other women.
I
to the
agree.
other
So
I
woman.
agree.
so it doesn't, so it may not have been a official
Signature group.
professional
Yeah.
whatever thing, but
Right.
they would gather, they would go and get water together,
Together.
they would
Mm.
when okay, let's talk about it. When you had a baby,
Mm.
who would come in to help birth this child?
Yeah.
The mother
The
and
mother,
Sister,
the
the
nuts.
woman who would bring the
Yeah.
baby out, I
The
forgot
midwife. The
the
midwife.
doula, whatever already it is.
Yeah.
And then she will go through that journey of, and again, the mother would come and stay with her for how many months, and then the other
yeah.
mother would come and stay with her.
Mm.
The
There's
sister would
nothing new
come.
under the sun,
So
John.
the ministry.
So at the
it's
end of the
it's
day,
ministry.
It's a new name.
It's a new
it's a
name.
new name,
Okay.
but it's women always gather
Doing. Yeah.
because we
Always.
had to share, and no matter, this is the way we design, we
Mm.
have to
To
talk
share.
our stuff out. If I have to talk to Sister Veronica for 2 hours on the phone,
Mm.
I need to let it out.
Yes.
Right.
And
Right.
sometimes you need to be in a space where you can share comfortably and openly in a
Yeah.
non-judgmental space. And
Right.
so those spaces were there. Remember,
Mm.
they used to
Exactly.
go, the men would go out in the fields. What do you think the women was doing? Gossiping.
And John, I hear you on the show talking about the Kama Sutra. You know, the women taught the younger women, the older women
Yes,
taught
that's
the older
very true,
women
Veronica.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
how
You're
to
right.
be
You're
in a
right.
relation.
Yes.
You know,
You're right. But, you
All
know.
right. So
But
let's
hold on,
break it.
hold on, Sir Joel. Hold on, Sir Joel. Hold on. I like that. I like that. You know, and that's why this show is so nice, you know, because we talking things that the church don't talk about.
Right.
We fellowship here having some serious conversation, and I wish we could go on like longer. But I like what you just said because the church afraid to teach a woman about sex.
Yes. About a lot of things.
In the Indian community, in the what we call we see them do it, we hear what they're doing, but not much black women. I mean, black women probably talk about what they feel, what they like, and talk to women about their sexual preferences and stuff like that, right? But how much of them probably teach one another and teach their daughters
No.
and the young girls? And then if you study, we call it demonatrix. How you call it? Help me here. Dominatrix, they call them. Alicia, how you call these people name? These people who have this sex tool and they have this
Dominatrix.
dominatrix, yeah. If they have different.
But that's a different.
No, I'm saying that's the closest you get to in the Western world to Kama Sutra, right? And it's kind of more of a pleasurizing thing than it is teaching, right? But the thing that we don't talk about is what we should be helping, you know, and we kind of stray away from it and try to keep everything in what we call we separate spirituality from our social sex level. But sex is spiritual.
Right.
It was created by God. It is a good thing, you know.
But John, right now we talking about the women's group. We still
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah. So yes. So you come and sexual a good thing for the women to teach other women to do too.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
yeah. So
so yeah, the point I'm trying to make though, John, you made a reference to there was no women's.
Yeah, I said quite me wrong.
But guess what, John? Even the men met up. The men, they met up together. They were in unity. They were war together. They, soldiers. They're gathering weapons. They're making weapons, this type of
They
thing.
they were the prayer warriors.
Men
They
fellowship.
are the warriors.
Yeah,
They
Exactly.
were the prayer warriors.
yeah.
But
So there's
now,
nothing-
don't you
I
realize that
think women do pray, was praying too, you know?
yeah, women were praying, but the
Men was doing
be the ones who would pray for the family.
family, yeah, covering and stuff like
But
that.
don't you see now, if there wasn't women now in the church, there would be no church.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Some of the churches,
Seriously.
there would be no church.
Look, my church will have
The women weren't there.
serious. There's only probably 6 men in my church.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
right. And
Let me see. Let me make a
How
fast
many
calculation. What?
30,
lot of
maybe
women.
50.
You know what in my church?
A lot of women
And all the men in my church married.
yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
I wouldn't attend your church.
yeah. No,
You not
it's
seeing
true.
serious? You not seeing the men in my church?
It's true.
I'm gonna bypass that one and keep going to the next.
Yeah, there's about 6 men.
In my church?
Yeah.
And they all married.
They're all
We all married.
Is there no
So-
single ones?
What's the reason?
No,
Because obviously,
One
I've
guy
been to
gets him.
churches, and when one guy shows up,
Everybody got him, right?
the girls come out like piranhas. They're like- and they will, the first one to bring him to the pastor to basically said, I'm the one, I'm leading, take over. And so then if you're not aggressive,
You get left in the shadows.
but it's
Oh.
true. And then I'm like, is there a reason why men are afraid to go to church, or they're not going to church? What's really causing that? Because this is an epidemic. Because they would tell you, find a Christian man, the one that goes to church, but then you go to church and then
There's no man in the church.
first of all, there's always
Listen.
one person that you know deep down in your soul, no offense, they don't cut it.
Mhm.
And then the rest is married.
Mhm.
So
Right.
how would women of Christian faith, single
I-
women, go
I
out
want-
and
I
meet
think we
men?
should start one of those
Christian Dateline.
Yeah,
Alicia had a conversation one time, right?
yeah, there was
And-
somebody at work who used to do it, and I'm telling you, it wasn't easy.
You know,
So people would be matched on it,
you
and
know,
get married, and then there is separation, and they will come back to her. Oh my God.
but I think there's a need for. I think the problem is we have too much of pressure. Men have a lot
Yeah.
of pressure, yeah. And I think the falling away come trying to keep up, right, with societal relationship and stuff like that. And more young men drop out of school than young women,
Yeah.
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 And they fall into a downward spiral to drugs and crimes, and you know what I'm saying. And so the more prison, the prison are filled with more men than women every day,
Oh,
right? And another thing, more women have been born than men. Yes.
Mhm.
So we have over time we have a shortfall. I think it's in St. Martin right now. St. Martin, I St. Croix somewhere. They're asking for 1,000 men to come. So one man, they have 12 women, 2 women to 1 man now. They're saying they could have, right? Because
What?
Really?
How many to what's the
two
ratio?
women to 1 man now. You could get if a man there are 1,000 men. They're asking for 1,000 men to come to the island right now. Okay, they're
Just to
women.
balance it out.
Yeah. So if a man goes in, if I go there, I get 2 women. I get 2 women.
Wow.
Right? They hardly have men.
I
and
think
women.
it might be more than that. I think it might be 5 women to every
No.
1 man. I think.
Wow.
No, they say the girl said 2 in our video. 2 women to a man right now.
think it's more than that.
If
I think it's more than that right now.
if 1,000 men go there right now, talking about times 2. You know what I mean? So it's
And that's the problem too. That's the problem.
She says a crisis. You know, and
The world is coming to an end. That's all I can say.
yeah. But I want to hear Alicia before we
Yeah,
go. Alicia, I mean, having said all of this here tonight, I mean, as a therapist, you know, I know you might have encountered a lot of stuff, and you've been listening to us here now. I don't know how much you indulge in the scriptures, but I think that you have been doing that. I don't know if you've been married before, if you're in a relationship now, or whatever, but given what you have heard here so far, right? Can you give a synopsis? Give us some what you thought around this whole
Can
situation.
I just speak right here? Thank you.
Sure.
Pastor, Sister Veronica asked that we continue next week.
Yeah.
And I think I will, because the question that I wanted to ask, that I wanted to end the show with, then we will.
Well, what the question? Let's just say it from her.
I hear, Pastor
Yeah.
John. Can I just finish, please? Thank
Yeah,
you. I'm
yeah.
gonna give her a turn, but I just want to say this. So after she speak, we're not going to do anything else. We're gonna call it a night. And then next week we can continue, because this is, I know this is really a good topic. See, we lead from one thing to the next, and that's what it's all about. And it's really good. It's a really good topic to deal with. So yes, Starlita has been listening to us very carefully, and yes, so she's the one who should give us those last words on it.
Oh
Go
man,
ahead.
I feel a lot of pressure right now. I find that
I think
the conversation was very dynamic, and this is one thing I like about having a variety of people with different life experiences on this panel, because you're getting a variance of what people are actually thinking out there. And everything that we talked about today, you're right. I've been hearing it with my clients, and just about this thing about modern women versus traditional women or whatever. But I think, what it really comes down to is that when you do have a authentic, genuine relationship, then there's so many things that can be unfolded and grown and developed and cultivated when you are equally yoked. All the other things, again, with good communication and someone that is equally willing to invest in the relationship. And that's what I was hearing from Daniela. Like, men invest when they want to and they're committed. So we have to really hold them accountable to the commitment.
Right.
And I think that's where the value comes in with the relationship, because equally you're both committed to the vision and the growth and the cultivation of that relationship. And I think I'm just going to leave it there, because we talked about forgiveness in the beginning, and forgiveness is all about finding that peace within yourself, not for the other person. It's basically about you really being more self-aware and releasing some of that hurt and emotion that comes with being in something that may not have been good for you, but you're releasing that energy and you're saying, you know what, I am choosing to put up those boundaries and value myself.
There we go. We have got it. And as we said in the beginning, it's a process. Thank you, Sister Aletha.
Absolutely.
Process. Forgiveness is not a one-day thing. It's a process. You can intend to forgive, but you can't control the steps to forgiveness, right? You don't know how long it will take. You just have to take one day at a time. It can take us a long time to complete the process, right? So, as I said, we're going to continue next week, and we'll see how far we go, because it's a very good topic that we have dealt with this week. So for those of us, or those of you out there who are planning to forgive someone, continue to, because this morning we were on our prayer group this morning, our prayer chat this morning, and there were a lot of people talk about how they could not forgive certain people. And, by praying and ask God some people had to release people. They were talking in general. They have to release them. They could not continue. They prayed about it. And there are times we're talking about marriage now, and I am one who will try as long and as best as I can to help myself, because as the word said, about marriage, he's the one who put it together. So we should not let no one put it asunder. But there are sometimes you tried and you tried and you tried and it's not working. And so you just have to dismiss people. You have to go to God in prayer and find out how to take the step. One person said this morning there was family problems and they just have to, separate themselves from the family. They could not continue because when they prayed about it, that was what came through, that they have to separate themselves from that family. Because, sometimes people just keep telling lies on you continuously, to tell lies on you. And it doesn't matter what you do. You could even take out your heart and give to some people. It doesn't matter. They just continue. So those kind of people, you definitely have to separate yourself from them. You cannot stay, because your Christian life will just wear right down if you have those kind of people. Because people hurt you. They tell lies on you. It hurts because it's not true. So yes, so tonight was very good, wonderful. Next week we'll talk about when to forgive. Next week we'll talk about some of the things we could do to show our spouse that we need their forgiveness. We will go into all those details next week. And we will also talk to Sister Veronica again on our topic, because it's very interesting. That's how you're going to get past through. It's not going to be easy, but you will get there. You have to talk about it in order to get it out of your right?
I'm not sure this is the platform for it, but
no, we can talk about it
differently.
differently. We don't have to come on the platform to talk about your story. We can talk about it behind the scene.
Yeah.
Right? Because you need to talk about it for it to get out of your system. As we said, this is my question to you. Would you forgive him if he called back to say forgive him?
I'm quick to forgive people for everything.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
but that don't mean I have to accept you into my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good night. Good night, Pastor John. You're talking, but you're probably muted.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, something went wrong there.
Yeah. You hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we have a lot of things going here. Yes.
Yeah, I would encourage you guys to get this book.
Which one is that?
Married for Life. Inspiration from those married 50 years plus or more. Somebody gave me this book many months ago.
Did you start to read it?
I read it already several times. I gave somebody to read and they divorced after 1 month.
It's not a good book then.
No, it's a very good book. Your question that the person asked the husband, would you die for me? And he said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to die for you.
And I don't blame it.
And
because we're not Jesus.
He was not willing to give up his life for the person. And
I would never ask anybody that.
Yeah, and that was one of the straw that broke the camel back. I think there was other issues, but that become to give him back the book he said, I don't think that marriage gonna work out. And before you know it, it was like 1 month, That was it.
My God.
What woman would be bold enough to ask a man that?
Yeah,
no, but when we see, I think that's another story. But really for next. But honestly, when you talk about dying for somebody, is mean sacrificing self to do things for that person.
Sacrificing and dying is two different things.
No. I think the idea of dying. I think you see when you read the Bible, right? We always take things literal. A lot of times, things are just parables, right? Things are metaphors that you use to say things. That just talk about farmer, the man goes sowing seeds and stuff like that, right? So a lot of we take things, you take things literal, take things literal. You know, I think the idea if I just sacrifice my life for my wife doesn't mean I'm going across and just die for her. What happened to her? She left alone with no protector. You know what I mean?
John, you died for your wife and then she get a new husband.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I don't think he's actually literally dying. I think he's making it at least the ultimate sacrifice for the
Right.
for the
And then
person.
you marry
You
somebody
know,
else.
I died to self to
Mhm.
make sure that Aisha is okay, to make sure that Veronica is fine, you know, that the wife are fine. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. I mean, what case can you do as a man but give up your life for your wife? You know,
Yeah. Amen.
I
Okay.
just
Well,
want
let's
to
move on.
say to
that
Sister Veronica,
Uh,
um, I know dating is not easy, especially nowadays. You're always meeting the riffraffs and all that. But I always say God closes doors. And the doors does not close the way you want it to shut down. It will shut down in the middle of something, probably it's amazing. But someone told me that a long time ago, turn around. Somebody told me I'm looking out a window, turn around, there's a door behind me.
Amen.
I'm gonna use
And
that.
I walked through those doors, and I've been through different relationships, but one thing I remembered is what I'm worth.
Amen.
oh yeah, definitely.
Amen.
And then
Amen.
once you start thinking of your worth, these men cannot even stay more than 2 minutes in your life.
Exactly.
Because there's
You're too
something
much.
about your energy is gonna be so repellent to them
Yep.
that
Mm.
they will feel like and they're not comfortable.
Mm-mm.
And when they're running, just let them go. Don't
Yeah.
even worry about it.
Yep.
Because just a couple of days ago, there's this guy when I just started working. I don't know, he comes like, oh my God, he's trying to get my number. I'm like, okay, I said, okay. He said, I want to talk to you. I said, cool, no worries. But I know in my spirit, he's not my husband. I already know that because it's like I'm walking in
The
the space
aura.
of, yeah, and I'm walking in a space where God is going to tell me when that person is that person. But he needed to satisfy whatever he need to satisfy. So I'm like, I'm going to entertain him. And less than 5 minutes in the conversation, he couldn't handle the things I was coming with.
Yeah.
Too much for him.
Yeah.
Because when he was asking me questions, I was responding. And the one thing I said to him, I'm working in my ministry. He didn't know what the hell to say after that. He just kind of like went, I'm getting a call. Oh,
Oh, you know, that same thing happened to me last night. Oh my God, when you said that, same thing
yes.
happened. I was talking
So,
to
and I
this
was
guy.
like, in that moment, it's like because God is speaking through me now. Whenever I speak to someone, not me that's speaking, my soul is speaking. So I'm having a soul experience with you. Your soul cannot connect with my soul. So immediately, you just running down away from
in
me.
the flesh,
And
in the
guess what?
flesh,
I'm
The
in
flesh,
peace.
yes.
in the flesh.
Exactly.
Flesh
The
meets
flesh.
Yeah,
spirit.
so exactly. So once you start presenting that self, you will never have to deal with this nonsense. And that is the
Amen.
truth. Because
Amen.
God, you are a favor of God, and God will protect you first every single time. And what is not for you cannot last around you. So someone will tell
Amen.
me, oh, what if this relationship would have gone long? I say it would have never gone longer. Because he does God know this is not for I don't even, you know what? It's the funny thing is you don't even need to say anything anymore. You don't need to give a whole list of what I'm looking for. Oh, I'm looking for a man like this. You don't have to do all of that. Just yourself is too much. And as you say, you have to become that thing that you want in your life.
Right. Yes.
So once you start working on that thing, that man gonna come and he's like, oh my God, where have you
Because
been?
you know who you're looking
Oh,
for.
thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
You went through 2 months
It's
to
like,
get a ring,
do you
you're
have
engaged. You
the
don't even
qualities that
need
you're
to.
asking for in a man? Do you have the same
Yeah.
qualities in you? You know, and see, a lot of times we want something from a man, but they don't have the qualities they're asking for, right? And then they find themselves being used because the man realizes, look, you know what, you don't have what I want, and the one who knows what she wants, she won't take any man to go anywhere.
With, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you
I
know,
think
John, I think when you ask a man, first of all, like, what is your vision for the next 5 years, 10 years? Do you have a plan?
you
You
learn
know,
very well,
that
Veronica.
stops them right there because
Very,
none of them have a plan.
I think Greg, you learned that class from me very well, eh?
You know, Veronica, You don't even need to ask that. As you know what I heard a long time a Nigerian pastor said, look for not a man in potential, but a man with progress, a progressive person. When you meet somebody and you say, okay, so what your day looks like? That's it.
That
You don't
too.
need to ask them, fine. What your day looks like?
Yeah.
And they tell you, oh, I go to work, I come back, I take the bus, I sit down, I watch Netflix, and then after I go to
Nothing
sleep, and
spiritual.
then right there, you know this person doesn't do anything besides they don't listen to podcasts, they don't read a book, they don't go to church, they're not part of anything in giving back, they're not thinking about their legacy.
Exactly.
You know,
So right there, you
Yeah.
you don't need to ask him, because what you do today is a reflection of what's going to be your next 5, 7, 10, 12 years.
Amen.
Exactly.
you know, Daniela,
So you don't need to ask him, oh, what is your plan? Girl, just ask him what you're doing today. What did you do today?
yeah.
What are you working on?
Yeah.
And right there with girl,
Mhm.
you
I'm
know
just
what?
chilling. I'm just
I'm
chilling.
just chilling with my boys right now. You know, they're in church.
Yeah.
They're not even part of the panel. They don't lead the men's thing. They're not part of anything.
Nothing.
And then you now working on yourself. And as women, we want to. I'm a Capricorn, so we the typical helpmate and fine, and I'm gonna fix you, and I'm gonna figure out ways how to put you together. And I had to learn to stop that, because you need to come ready made, and then I will just be there to give you 2 words of advice, 2 words of encouragement. Okay, maybe you should do that, but not picking you up from the bottom. Oh, you know, I'm thinking of cooking some food and sell. I'm not sure. But if I meet you and you're selling out of your van, I know you're a progressive man.
Yes. Yes.
Because I know, okay, so you have
Wow.
you brave enough to go and you cooking from your van, you're in there, you working, you have 3 jobs and you still have the time to go and cook and sell. I was like, okay, so what do you do with that money when you say, okay, so now you're selling from that van? Have you thought of maybe having your, like, just sell once a week from rent a space, have people come in? Are you doing Uber? Stuff like that. Then you inject new ideas into him, but not someone where you have to physically pick them up from the gutter. Oh my God, girl, this thing is exhausting.
Too much work.
Well, you see, and let me punctuate that, because
I'm gonna leave you guys.
when Adam when Eve
I'm gonna say good night and
so
goodbye.
good night. Yeah, but when Adam met
I'll
Eve,
say good night.
right? He was walking. Yeah, wasn't he? God presented Eve to a walking man, not a man lying on the block. Yeah, Adam was walking already. So the whole idea is meet a man in his walking condition. Yeah,
Like, no low hanging fruit.
No low hanging.
No, darling.
But you know, I you know something Daniel just said something there. I want to just say something there, because you know, you keep it on and you see and you help the man and you know, and I just click a light bulb off my bell, my first wife. I had an idea. She said, "This what we do." I'm the accountant. Let me start doing this. And I was just showing my wife. I was talking the other day. It was clean up, and we found a lot of stuff that me and my wife was doing before. You know, all the invoices and what you were doing, and so on. She said, "Done. You're going to burn it." I said, "No, I'm going to say, okay, put them away." You know what I mean? And because the record of the proof of how we should function is written down in the basement there, you know. And I just got back because I was cleaning up to sell the house, and all the things that Ben and I have written down, time, date, and stuff to get it done, is written right there, you know. And I was saying, my goodness, I gotta get back to doing all this stuff on them. So you know what my wife said to me? So when we're gonna start this cleaning business again?
You see?
Right there. You see proof that how it was and the money that was coming in, you know?
Right.
And the checks that was being paid out, like, oh, we gotta do this again. You know what I mean? So history could, if you say something is there. A guy said to me, John, that the stillest ink is better than the greatest memory. Yeah? So if she wasn't written down, I could appear as you were lying to her, but no, it's written, the documentation is there. So you see, all the records of my past life is documented. Capricorn woman. If you wrote down everything that we had to do, every day we had something to do. Every day. Not a day skip, we had nothing to do to advance our cause. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, good night. Who's gonna pray? Sister Danielle, I think you should just pray us out.
Oh God.
You have the floor.
Heavenly Father.
Just pray from your heart. Just like how you speak.
Okay. Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for bringing everyone on tonight, the ones that are listening tonight. I hope everything we said today brought some virtue and grace and relief that people
Yes.
can start forgiving themselves first
Amen.
and start forgiving their partners and understand the value of relationship, that
Yes.
it's two become one. And
Yes.
that two become one. When I do wrong, we both did wrong.
Yes.
So we can continue fostering in our relationship and always put you first in the middle of every single thing. No
Yes.
matter how small it may look, we still have to come to you first in prayer. So as we end tonight, just guide us throughout the rest of the week before we reconvene next week, and keep pouring out into us, God, so we can come back next week, pumped again with knowledge and
Yes.
information that we can depart on the masses. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Amen. Thank you so
Amen.
much. Wow.
Thank you.
There you go.
Blessings,
That's all we
blessings.
needed. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
I'm gonna tell you I'll be playing some slow jams until 12 until 1 o'clock. So
Mhm.
I'll
Well,
go get
anybody
some.
wants to stay with you, that's fine.
Yeah.
Sweleka, good night. Good night, Sister Veronica.
Yeah.
Good night. Good
Yeah.
night.
Good night. Good
John,
night.
good
All right. Good
night. Good
night.
night. Good
All right.
Good
night.
night, Joe.
I have to go
Good
talk
night.
to Mr.
Me
So
too.
Michael.
I have some work to do,
Okay.
so
All
I'll
right.
just
I
finish up
don't
the
blame
work.
you. I will, if I had a husband, I would be like off of this show. I'll be like, I gotta go. Hey, hey, Jonah,
Yes.
keep talking, and I'll be like, okay, bye.
Bye. That's right. That's right. Well, that's what I'm doing right now.
Right.
Bye.
Right now I have
Okay.
until my wife gone to work, so I'm up here until 1 o'clock playing music. I'll be up here playing music.
Okay.
All right.
I work in magazines. Two things to do: music and just play music, and then talk here and there and say something. Read some from a book. I'm reading it, marriage book. I read
So
it.
what time do you go to bed?
I go to bed about 2 o'clock.
And is your wife, she went to work?
Yeah, she gone to work.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, excuse me.
No, she gone to work. She working nights.
Yeah, well, I understand that she's working nights
She's
now,
working
but
nights
you
now,
work
yeah.
till 2 o'clock. When do you have time for me?
Yeah.
I would
Well,
ask
listen,
you that, but okay, she's gone to work, so
you know,
you
I'm up.
you
I'm
know.
done. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well,
Yeah.
all right. Well,
All right.
I won't give you a piece of my lips then. That's okay. I won't tell you off then. Okay,
gosh.
everyone, have a great
All right.
week, and we
So-
will meet
Be
again
blessed.
next week. God bless you.
All
Don't
right,
forget to look
folks.
at the video now. Look at the video.
Yes, I would definitely look at
Yeah.
it. And don't find, I keep saying videos to you guys because I find it interesting so we could get a sense of what we're going to talk about most of when we come here.
Yeah.
I know I share the videos. I know it's a lot, but when I find an interesting one, I pick from a lot to send one for you guys. I'll twice a day probably.
John, I have one that is really sad, but I would love to have that discussion. I'll take
Feel free to send the videos to me to what you guys see and think. So, you know, let's share those videos that we see that is important because you know we learn from each other. You know, one of the things I've come to realize is that information kept is information lost. Yeah. We have to share what we know and make it that way because sometimes we think I don't know if it's too late to send one. I don't know if I'm very that would be too worldly for her. I mean, like, man, sorry, so we talk about here. I don't need to church.
No, it's not too early. The matter of fact, the one I want to sing you is worldly. But we can take a spiritual perspective from it, you know?
Yeah. I think everything sexual is spiritual. I will tell you why. God never make sex. Okay, God made it for us to do. I think the world perverted it. Yeah.
Well, this is about sex, but it's about more than just that. It's about family relations. It's about incest. It's about forgiveness. It's all of that and combined in one.
Yeah. So So all of that thing, you know, we can't be shy. We can be shy away from the word of God. It's right there. You know, we see men have 3 and 4 wives in the Bible, and today we tell we only have to have one wife. You know what I mean? Alicia, how you think a man should have more than one wife in this dispensation?
If he can afford it, that's what I've been thinking. If he can afford it. But other than that, heck no. I mean, it's so much work from what I've been hearing. There's more demands for people. So he has to have the energy. If he has the energy, and he can afford it.
I don't think it should be all about sex, though. I think there's a lot more than just sex in the marriage. There's a lot of things, business you could do together, and different aspect of the relationship. I mean, yes, you sleep with all four wives, yes, have children by all of them, but then there's the community you build with that four wives and the children,
But I understand what Althea is saying. It's not about the sex. You have to keep up with 4 different women emotions.
Yeah.
We all see our periods at the same time.
Yeah.
It's bye, Veronica.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
I don't know. And then imagine you have kids, and then now you have to take care of each of them have 2. That's 8 kids right there. And I agree. If you could afford it.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of work, but I think it comes down to building community, man. There's a lot of lonely.
Would you do it?
Me? I considered that one time.
Really?
Yeah.
What was your number? 2?
Yeah. I 2 wives is good. I think Jacob had 4, so I think I would just just land up Jacob 2 or 3. But because there's so many to give and so many to get, so many to fashion after. I heard a guy said one day on a video, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was very disrespectful to his mother and his sisters. He said to men, no woman is yours, don't only your turn. So use it and then move on to the next one. And I thought, wow, what a man. If you have a girl child, we like her to be used and then just drop and go about somebody,
Mm-hmm.
So I think some of the people do, because they're lacking some kind of a love somewhere, neglect in their life, they turn to those things. They say those things because, one, attention seeking, right? Make them say those things. They feel neglected, so they get attention by saying that. To me, it's a disrespect to your sisters, your aunties, your mom, your grandmother, and stuff like that. So I think the man, the young man who said that, a young guy, he probably because he was 25, 26 years old, somewhere around there. And I thought, well, here's a guy that lacking a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? All the nuts is not well tightened. And I think the value probably came from single parent home with different people coming in and out of the house and stuff like that. And he just felt that way, So again, I can't fault him all 100%. All depends on the home they grew up in, And you could become in a good home too, but just that's the way you feel, Perhaps some girl break his heart, And I know men like that, their heart got broken by some girl they love so badly, and because of that, they said no woman is good anymore. But you haven't tried all, and they don't need to try all. I had a friend at work one time. She been engaged for 5 years, going on 6. Asked her, she did Lord of the Rings. Like, really, come on, 5, 6, going on 6 years. Why do a man want to engage you for all that long? No, man. I say 2 years is a stretch. You know what I mean? So I don't believe that there should be. I think in France, no, not France. Was it one of those Scandinavian countries? The women dress all naked in the streets. They're looking for husbands. Seeing that there's not enough men, and men are attracted to them and stuff like that. So they all go solo. They just dress. They don't just go naked in the streets, walk in the streets, protesting that there's not enough men. So I think in our culture we don't do that. But I think there is a need, there's a urge for it. I think if the city pass a law that a man can have more than one wife, the city hall will be full with men with one wife tomorrow. I believe that. I think some people just keep it under wraps. But if they pass a law how they say gay marriage could be happening, if they pass a law that men could marry more than one wife, a lot of women will sign up and marry to a man who they really wanted to marry to before. No, you see, the churches might be filled, the kudos might be filled without people getting married. I firmly believe that. Because I think
finally men will go to church.
Yeah, they'll go. Man, they'll find wives. And women will find. They'll find that the man they always wanted to attract it to. They will find they could go out and propose, you know, and the man could talk to him and they get married too. It's a lot of things that could happen. I mean, because gay marriage become legal and then people marry left, right, and center. You know what I mean? So it's something that need to be, that probably the city might take a look at one day. Some heterosexual, some people who do who want the right to marry more than one wife probably might start doing that. Or probably Althea might lead the charge, right? And say, you know what, let's do this thing. Let us do this thing, and say, John, what do you think? Let's put a petition, right? And get our councillor to make a presentation in City Hall or to the Ontario government and the Liberal government and say, look, if gay people could marry who they want, why can't we marry more than one? You know, what is it? I love somebody, I love more than one person. Can I marry who I love? You know, that could be a case for argument. You know, because the society already go against the laws of the Bible, anyways. They don't really follow it. Except when they go to court to put their hand in the Bible to swear, you know, that they're speaking the truth, but trying to still go lie before the court. You know what I mean? Because look at what happened in the last case with the police officers. I mean, the guy get off because the police statement was not all true. They still wasn't adding up together. So a number of things could happen, you know. But I wish that our lives could be more simpler, you know, and still focus on what we want as children of God, you know. That if we truly follow the principles that is laid out before us, the laws that are laid before us, when we follow them, we can do it. I mean, there's communities that don't follow the laws that we do today, because the truth of the matter is, and I said that to some people the other day, right? That the 10 Commandments wasn't given to everybody. It wasn't given to the children of Israel. Because there was a people, a nation without laws that's going to become a country. Right? They came from Egypt, they had no laws. They were going to form a country. So they were given laws to start. Every nation around them had their laws already. But they was given one. They gave them 10 Commandments to function under. Right? So should we all follow them? Should other nations take their laws and make it theirs as well? Remember, you are taking from somebody else to make theirs. You know, so should we now say it's okay to marry 2 and 3 wives? If you could afford it, Althea, I mean, affordability is one thing, right? But cohesion, to live in unity, is another thing. Affordability, I could afford to pay for all the bills and take care, but can I live together with you? Can these women live together? You know, without argument. You know, it's a hard thing to do. You know, we consider hormonal changes in women. And like we discussed last week, men have hormonal changes that they're even aware of. They act not like women, but they realize they act not like women. You want to tell a man you act like a girl? You know what I mean? Because we see the same behaviors at that age in some men as women. And they go into the andropause as women go through menopause. And they have the same characteristics, right? Common among women in them at that same age. So what should we do? You know? So we have to find a way to literally help one another, you know? And there are a lot of, like I say, there are a lot of lonely girls, a lot of lonely women that need a man, a men that need women to live together. I think sometimes intolerance, yeah, is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people don't go together, why a lot of people stay apart from each other. You know, they can't tolerate the way certain people behave, you know? I don't like how he or she talks to people. I don't like how he talks to me. So all of these things might cause somebody to want to leave and move to somebody else or be with somebody else. I said to someone before, I think I said on the show, if I was depending on the counselor I get in my second marriage, I'll never be married today. You know? Because things I was prepared for in my first marriage, looking at the lectures and teachings I got, right? I couldn't afford to walk away from my first marriage. But I see certain things in this marriage I could have walked away from and just say, that's it, I'm done. Right? But because my teachings and what the governance and the training you get, it don't allow you to walk away from it. Because it sets a certain mindset in you that They had to learn to live together and die as fools together. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, why should I just walk away from you because it's because it took this on the top? Why should I divorce you because, you know what? I don't like how your breath smell. You know what I mean? There's a solution to that. If you can't breathe on the tire puncture, you don't throw the whole kind of garbage. You get it tire fixed, right? So I think a lot of intolerances causes divorces, right? So once we learn to tolerate each other weaknesses and help them to fix it, I think we can live together as one. I just think, I think people, I always say, both people must agree not to divorce. When one person said, you know what, I'm out, and they don't hear nothing else, I'm out, I'm gone. And there are cases where it's extreme, where a man will beating up his woman. Like, I'm talking about beating, and would you still have marriage like that? No, you can't tolerate that. You know what I mean? So, your exit strategy is to survive, and you have to do what you need to survive. And even that, when you exit, it's still dangerous. 24 hours after you exit, you separate from a man, you might be killed. He coming after to kill you. It happened in Canada every 6 days. You know what I mean? So as we speak, it's not 12 o'clock yet, but by 12 o'clock, over 3,000 women will be heading to a shelter in Canada. And the accompanying them is 2,290 something children. Totally going to the shelter tonight. So we have to do a better job, of communicating our relationship. I think that people have issues beyond the marriage, and they use divorce as a tool to wedge between marriage to separate it. But I think there is lots more things we could do to keep the marriage together. If one person is counseling, or each other need to be counseled. Already said that she learned certain things in counseling, that no matter what your husband do, she learn to speak to him as the man he is. Don't talk down to him. You only make him aggravate him. You feel less of a man. And if you feel less of a man, you go bring it down to his level. And you go try to, and by any means necessary. So it's a lot of things that women go through and men go through, but men suffer in silence and they don't talk about the hurt and they bust out one day. And a lot of people get hurt in the process. So I think men have to learn to help men communicate better, and that's why I say fathers is very important in a home. Very, very important to help the young men and help the young girls. To teach them what to not to accept from men and teach the young men how to treat women. And then the same thing goes for the mother, how to share your experiences with your daughter and the pitfall that you've been through. You don't want her to go through it. And tell your son how not to, and the right way to treat a woman, the way you want to treat the next woman you meet like your mother. And everything will be okay. And treat the next man you meet like your father. Everything will be okay. Providing the father is a good father. You know what I mean? You don't want to take your daddy traits and bring it over to somebody that is not, this daddy come home drunk and disorderly. And you want a man, a son that does what daddy did, for your daughter, right? So there's do's and don'ts, the people to avoid, at the same time, we own and we have the responsibility to teach and to train our children up properly so that when they get older, when they try to make life decisions, they won't depart from it. Daniela and Alicia. I keep saying the wrong thing about Alicia's name and profession. I don't know why. And Alicia, I keep saying the wrong thing about your profession. I keep spelling your name wrong. I don't know why.
Okay.
Somebody saw the poster, your friend, and she corrected me. Said, "John, the poster look really, really good, but it's spelled Alicia wrong."
I know. It gets annoying. I hear you with all
Yeah.
these names.
That's okay.
No, I was just listening to what you're saying, and then I'm about to finish some work myself before
Yeah.
I turn it in. But yeah, I mean, what you're saying is very wise. I have
Yeah.
nothing else to add to that. I mean, these things are very insightful, and you are very knowledgeable on those subjects. So, yeah, we have to just continue with this space. And I agree with you about men not feeling safe to express themselves, but we're trying to change that.
Mhm.
I guess, you know, when you have more therapists out there that look like us, it's just a matter of them to actually step forward and say, you know what, I think it's time for me to talk to somebody. And, you know, you don't have to do the first person that comes because it's still like a job interview. You still have to ask some questions and still feel comfortable with the person that you're going to be meeting with. And then other than that, you know, it's up to you and that person to develop that therapeutic relationship. But yeah, I don't know what else to do to remove the stigma. I have men in my practice. So it's just for them to feel comfortable and safe connecting. So yeah, whatever we can do to help them feel safe to connect.
Yeah, I think we need to have more forums and have men come to those forums, you know, encourage them. You know, I think sometimes, I remember one time I made a suggestion that we should not use Sunday service just to preach the gospel, but to have a church where everybody come together and somebody come in and share. Or it's like someone like you come in probably to church one Sunday and just share on relationships and the do's and don'ts and the faults and, you know, and stuff like that. That is gospel to me too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't just need always to just run the Bible. Like last week Sunday, I said, look around us. When I was preaching last week, I said week before, I said, look, we're preaching the converted every Sunday. Where's the new people? Where are the people? You know, and I used John chapter 1, John chapter 1, John chapter 1, chapter 5, and every time people go to the Bible, they read that particular chapter, they focus on the woman at the well. Right? But the story began the one at the well. In that very chapter, there's so many things that happened there in 4 and 5. Right? When the men went down, the disciples wanted to get food to eat, and they came back and they said, Jesus, we bring food, you know. Jesus said, I'm okay, I have meat that you know, they were wondering what you don't want to eat. So who brought him food? He said, you have meat. He said, I have meat that that you don't know of. Right? But already he knows, again, parables, Jesus spoken. He spoke to them. And then the one already gone out. She already gone to tell the man, yeah, come see a man. So his meat that they didn't know was the man who's coming. Right? And he said to them, the harvest is ripe. So over all the men was who came, they came because they want testimony. Right? So they believed her and they came. When they came and they saw Jesus, they believed. And so the disciples just had to minister to those men and them. They're just ready for the picking. You see? So one, the meat was the men to come, the harvest was the men coming for the disciples to reap what they did not sow. Jesus already sowed the seed in the woman to bring the fruits come to them to reap it. But we focus on the woman and the world too, with 5 husbands, the one she has is not hers. Just consider and the adulterous woman. Now realize that God has given her the living water already, that she won't thirst no more. She have complete life has been changed now. She no longer a woman of the world, adulterous woman anymore. She has been forgiven and she went out to minister and to testify of the goodness of Jesus.
Wow.
And the men came.
Very powerful.
See? And the harvest and the meat. I have meat. So the meat came, the men came in abundance. And so the harvest was ready for the men to reap, for the disciples to reap. Baptize them, they believe. And that was simple. So a lot of times we look at the most trivial things in the scripture to talk about, you know, but the real teaching was to reap the harvest. Yeah.
Very insightful. I really like that lesson.
Yeah.
And yeah, on that note, I'm gonna finish off some work.
Yes.
But I will give you a shout because you said you're gonna be up for a while. So
yes. Yeah, most definitely. And Daniela you're on with me Friday night, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're on Friday night. You'll come down with me, right?
Yes, I'm coming. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that'll be great. Yeah. Yeah, the energy will be nice in the office. You know? Yeah, the energy will be nice. You know what I think about doing the live, right? Like that is great. When you're sitting next to the person, there's a different It's
It's a
different
different
energy.
vibe.
A different vibe.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
different
Oh,
vibe.
yeah.
And that's one thing I want to do. I wish one day I have enough money that I don't go to work this radio station to make enough money that I could have people doing a live show every morning, like Mark and Jen used to do on the radio house and 680 and they have this conversation with somebody in the morning, giving traffic word and they're having fun. That's what I want to do here.
Why not?
That's what, and that's good. I just get
Still
somebody
on
come.
the radio? Mark and Jem are still on the radio? That's good, because I don't know.
No, they're not in Toronto. I think Jen said they're working somewhere in Hamilton, in somewhere decision Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I need somebody here in the morning to do.
Yeah, I'm not a morning person.
Yeah, I need two persons. A million of people.
I start my day at 11 o'clock, so.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
my day start at 3 o'clock. I sleep at 3. I go to bed 3 or wake up 5 o'clock, 5:30, and get ready to go to work for 7:30.
Wow.
I don't know. I do the magazine. I have to finish out the magazine. I have a couple of things to finish out here. I do that. I work on that tonight. I have one page to fill with some new information I just get. Because the magazine is really about the 50 years, right, of independence and 45 years of the revolution, right? So everything I get to put it in there. Because the guy I'm trying to transfer it for me to make it readable on the internet, right? He's not up to scratch with me yet. We haven't been connected after we all lose our job, lost our jobs. So he's still in a different zone, and I'm still in my zone.
Okay, so then this is a good time for you to
work. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm getting that done. Yeah. So as soon as I get that done, I'm tracking down. If I go to his house and knock his door, I'll do that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so then, John, have a good night.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure to connect with you.
Yes,
and
man.
I saw that you were at the JCA, and oh my God, I was so tired.
It was nice, man. It was nice.
Daniel,
I didn't see you there. It was really good, man.
What time did you leave?
I left there about 6:30.
Oh, so you got there early?
I got there about 2 o'clock.
Oh, that's not bad. And there was food?
Lots of food.
What? I was thinking there wouldn't be any food.
I didn't get it. I get only a crab gundy. The crab and the curry crab finished. They will get there. And then they had some others kitchen provided a nice fish. I think to me, I say that I don't know what's 2 minutes to me tomorrow. But I think the fish was a secret fish. I go to get some fish and I said, hey, what's another here? It's a fish, but they said, I said, what means a secret fish? Shiny fish. Apparently the fish so good. Some people who come there want to keep some fish for themselves.
Okay, but then
it was good. You pay extra. But the food was good. The food was good. I really did enjoy the food and everything. Yeah, it was a good event. I think they did well.
Yeah,
I went back there, it was packed, and they said a lot of people left already.
Good.
The nice thing about it, people said I came out of Holiday on Gem FM, so that was a good thing. So
that's so FM. Positive.
That was nice to know that they listen to Gem FM and they heard that they'll be having this event, so they came out.
So when's the next brunch at Erla's then? Is it this Sunday?
This Sunday. This Sunday will be the next brunch. Come on down, Daniela. Come on, let's have brunch.
I'm working.
Yeah, from 10 to 6. 10 to 6.
10 to 6?
Yeah,
okay.
By the time I reach, everything will be done.
Don't come 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is when they close it up. 3 o'clock is good. 3 o'clock is good. Good times. You see the bakes and saltfish around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's a good time.
I know, right? Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come by.
Yeah, you should come by. Bakes and saltfish, and they have smoker ends, and they have pig food stuff, cow food stuff.
Yeah, I don't like the sauce anymore, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And good stuff. They have pilau too. Yeah.
You're there every Sunday. You're there every Sunday.
No, I'm there when they have every other Sunday they have brunch.
So when they have the brunch, that's when you're there.
Okay. Every other Sunday.
But I'm doing this Sunday. Maybe
Saturday is good too. Saturday is all long Saturday.
Well done.
Yeah, crab and dumpling on Friday. Seafood. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So there's some good dishes there that I have to send.
Yeah, seafood.
So crab and dumpling on a Friday?
Yeah, and they have some on Saturday too. And
I think
they have.
Oh my God, I can't eat at this time of the night.
And seafood.
Okay, guys, have a good night.
All right. Okay, bye. Yeah.
Bye.
It's always good. Nice, Baltia, Alicia. Yeah. So there's Daniela, Thursday night,
Yes.
Friday night. Yeah, man. So it's
Mhm.
yeah.
So we're gonna do the same topic because I need to
Yeah,
do some research.
yeah. Was yeah, all
You
we talk,
remember the name?
huh?
You remember the name?
The name for
The topic we're gonna talk about.
no, I don't remember. I written down somewhere. Hold on. I think you gave it to me.
Yeah, I did.
Uh
You didn't put the flyer up yet, right?
no, I didn't put it flyer up yet. Tomorrow night is flyer night. I have 2 flyers to make
Okay.
for Saturday. Send it to me again. I have it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
They sent to me. So I'll put it in
Cause
the
I,
flyer
'cause
tomorrow
I need to
night.
make sure because I know what I'm talking about, but I want to do a little bit of research.
I do my 6 years. Send me a topic. I will go back and oh, my red book. Oh, my red book is in the car. It's in my red book. Yeah.
Okay,
My little part is in the car. Yeah. That would be great. And we're gonna I'm just saying it out everywhere so people can come on and sing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
good thing. So
It'll
yeah,
be
man.
good.
It should be good. And
Yeah.
nice. It'll be a nice thing. I actually, one of the things I find happen a lot. People want to have and hear different things now. They don't want to see the same old gossip stories, and so they want real solid information.
Okay.
Information. I think what we're doing here is good thing.
Mhm.
The whole idea of sharing good information and people could learn something that they didn't
Did
know
you
about
get any
themselves.
did you get any response the last time when I came on? Did anyone reply to you later after?
Yeah, you didn't see it in the page, and people, a lot of people was talking about the show that we did together. Yeah.
Okay.
Even though we did it on the official page that we should be
Yeah.
on, there's a lot of people talking about it still, right?
Okay.
We want to know more about you. I don't know. I think that's good because that's what earlier is about me, is about the guests,
Yeah.
glad they want to know more about you and stuff like that. So I think when you said you was not, you have nobody, I think a man started getting a headache, They want to know how these people won't have no man. Oh my God.
Gosh.
It's amazing. I used to be doing a show here with another lady, and there's another app. I can't remember the name of it right now. But she still have it up on her phone here and doing the live and thing. But this one, her husband sits next door, sits on the other side, and the people watch the comment that man made to his wife, and he'll be mad. But some people in Australia, the United States.
Oh my gosh. But then the thing about it is the chemistry. If you have a good chemistry,
Yeah.
then that's what people want to see. There's a vibe.
Right.
But everybody know, oh my God. Were you single at the time when you were doing
No,
Winter?
yeah, but he used to be here, man. He
Well,
will come
that's
to the
why.
studio. And I leave him. I Saturday night, I say, look, you here with her, just do the show and just be, just
Yeah.
and she's doing a really good show. Really good
Oh,
show.
wow.
So I just sometimes I just leave her alone and just let she do the show. But the other comment from people about her, how she love her eyes, like she had a lovely smile, and all these things people say, and he will be like, and when you go home in the car,
Oh boy.
it's fire.
And then Nigerians say fire on the mountain.
Yeah. It's fire on the mountain. So you can't win them all. You know what I mean? Those things do happen, and I say to people, like, you know what? Feel free and be you. You know what I mean? Just do you and do your thing. Because at the end of the day, it's people trying to educate.
Yes.
They're trying to uplift the spirit and uplift people, give them a second chance of life. And some people are real down on the weekend,
Yeah, that's true.
And suddenly just one thing could light bulb go up and the life change around. You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, like my morning host, Tex Manuel, she was about to commit suicide. And think
Oh,
about it.
wow.
And she's going to jump the bridge. And today she's over 4 years now going on doing the show. You know,
Wow.
she never thought she'd be a talk show host in her life.
Wow.
And she was people all in China, Africa, all over the place. She have people calling in the show, you know,
Wow.
and get invitation to come to Africa and to Australia and stuff like that. You know, so can you imagine that life loss? And only
Yeah.
because he was on Gem FM. You understand?
Mm.
And I used to do a midnight show called the Midnight Train, right? And just playing gospel music and reading the scriptures and stuff like that. And every night at 11 o'clock, she would post this My Unique Prayer, right? And I read every night, but she's not my friend, so I don't know how she get onto my page and my Facebook page. Somebody probably shared it or whatever, right? And this one night, that prayer came out, and I read it as all the other prayer, but something said to me, this person need help. So I said, I leaned to the mic, I said, Tex, are you there? I don't see no reply back on the screen. I said, Tex, are you there? Call me, no response. So okay, let's continue playing my music and things, right? The next day, I said to go search up this person on Facebook. Yeah. So I searched the person on Facebook, and the person was not my friend in the Facebook. So you know, back then, if you're not your friend, you can't send messages, right? So I'm thinking, how could I get this lady? One day, I decided to go back again and try, and I click the message, and the number shop, she number shop or anything. So I tell her, call her. I call the lady. She tell me she busy now, she can't talk. That's okay. Bye. I call her next time she in Bible study, she'll call me back. She never called. One Wednesday, I sat down at work. My food just come from the microwave, nice and hot, just how I wanted. Pick up my spoon to it, and the spirit said, go call Tex right now. I say, why should I go and call her now? I call her and she don't answer. Why now? I'm gonna eat. And the guy on the other side of the table say, who you talking to? I said, I'm talking to God. He said, man, you're crazy. But I pick up the phone and go and call Tex. The phone rang about 6 to 8 times. Yeah? Ringing out. I said, well, I'm gonna hang up. And I'm about to hang up the phone. She picked up the phone. I only hear, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God. Really high. She ran back inside and she picked up the phone. I see she was going. She going to commit suicide. That's what that day she was going to jump the bridge. I said, you know, God asked me to call you now, and don't hesitate, I call you. And he wanted you to come on my radio show in the morning and read out the My Unique Prayer tomorrow morning and thereafter. And I was going to hang up and say bye. That's it. I'll send the link. I said, give her her own show tonight. Something like, I don't know this lady. I mean, what am I giving her a show to do? So I give her a show. I say, hey, God will give you your own show. Okay, your show gonna give me a name or advertise it now on my page and come on tonight. You have a show at 8 o'clock. She can do 8 o'clock. She can do 9 o'clock. She fine. 9 o'clock, your Bible study. I said, okay, fine. That's cool. She came on the night with a pastor friend of hers. And from since that night, she keep doing that show right now, the morning show and the night show. And one morning, after about 1 year or so, I get up, Spirit said, leave her alone and she do the show. I said, Tex, you're on your own. As of now, I'm gone. I gotta go to work. I left her every morning to do the show.
Wow.
I'm driving to work and listening to this woman like you should be on the radio for 20 years.
Wow.
You know? And she always said, this man just leave me. You know? And tell me take over the show. And he's saying, just leave it. And I said, you're trained enough now to run it by yourself.
Wow.
That's left everything. You know? And today, I could say, man, she has grown so much. I'm so proud of her because she became a leader in her own field. And then her co-host, during the COVID-19, we went on the beach out in Ajax out there. And we met up there, and that's my first time meeting her, right? In person. And that's like almost 2 years later. In person. And her friend who she always hang out with, Olivette. And I said to her, why don't you come here and pray in the morning too? Come on, just say what I pray openly. I know that you need her right now every morning. That's a co-host. So, and then while Tex was doing this show, somehow somebody listened to the radio from England. But she don't know how she get onto it. but she was going through a really bad time. She was demon possessed. Everything happened to her, speaking in 5 different languages, all kinds of good on the lady. I prayed for her, everything happening. And they said she would not be able to travel again to go back to St. Martin. She knows she's in St. Martin, and every morning she's on the show. She's healed. You know what I'm saying? Then another lady called her from the VBI, Virgin Island.
Yeah,
VBI.
VBI, yeah.
Had a son that left and couldn't come back home or whatever. His stepson and whatever happened. Then text prayed with them on the phone, and then the son came back home the next 2 days, I think, after that. You know?
Wow.
And then this lady in Germany, the son couldn't travel to go back to the Caribbean or whatever happened there. And she called me, he called text. And text prayed with them over and over and over. He was hospitalized, and all of a sudden, she get up and ready to go, boom, back to the Caribbean.
Wow.
You know? So I think God wanted her for that purpose. You know, and I said to a lot of people when I started this radio station, my wife wasn't there when it started, but she had the vision for it. And it's changing one person at a time. We're not looking for the crowd to change the whole crowd, one person at a time. And I've seen the manifestation of that happening. That one person at a time is changed. And we may not have the 1,000 people watching the show at a time, but there's 1,000 people listening everywhere, every time. You know?
That's true. Yeah.
And when you go places, everybody say, I watch your show, I hear you, and things like, I don't see them on the live. You know? But they're listening. But a lot of people like Bacchanal than so if I have a my show, I won't get them. You understand? At the same time when certain other people have their show going, like that time is drama. You know what I mean?
But it's true. People like drama. People like entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment. We don't do entertainment. We educate. You understand? So
when it's too dry and boring, they're like,
yeah, they can't take that. They can't sleep, but they're missing the best piece.
Too much thinking.
Too much thinking. Yeah. So we have to, and I said I could play a whole kite shows every day. Get people to jump up and whine. But when I came back with this, when you come back over, we're still in a brighter day. So let me prepare them for the brighter day. You know, go dance and wind up and cry somewhere else. The music I'm gonna play, you know, I play gospel, calypso, I play everything. I play the black side, I play the chocolates and them, yes. But the constructive one I could teach you something. The conscious ones. So you get all of them, but the music is still conscious, the lyrics is still conscious music that you can learn something from. So I don't totally write off reggae. I don't write off. I say, please play Bob Marley. I still play Dennis Brown. I still play all these people and they do music. I don't leave them out. You know. So, but if you want to get the raga, you know, skin up your bottom, you won't get that here. You know what I mean? No, you won't get that. You know.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I do some good entertainment. They get the Parkin Douglas. They got the spoken word poetry. You know, and it's serious. And if you ever listen to that lady, anytime you get a chance to listen to her, the genetics, you go on YouTube, you check out genetics. She has some serious. One of them is so sad, where she was raped, sexually harassed when she was 10, even by her own father.
Ew.
You know, and it's called I think what the name of this one is oh my goodness, it's something about oh my goodness. He played earlier on this evening. I was driving home, but it's a lot of hurt she been through. You know, yeah. She's a strong-minded woman. She have gone through a lot. You know, she have one called "I Will Wait for You." You know, it's a really nice one. So I play those kind of stuff. I play the Parkin Douglas. I play the Marcus Garvey, Jim Rohn. The motivational pieces, the Les Brown, the Zig Ziglars, and all those people, Charlie Tremendous Jones and stuff like that. My intention is to educate people across the board. So whether if you like jump up, go somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We educate you to liberate. That's our motto. Education is liberation. And we think that once we bring good content, if one person show up, I'm gonna feed them that one content.
Yeah, and that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
Just one person. Like, one of my friends, 2 people during this whole time of school, passing the exam, one lady sent me such a beautiful message because I helped her,
Mm.
that she did so well. She got exceptionally because I helped her through school. Her grades was like 3 point above whatever the above average,
Right.
and she's like, it's because of your help. I didn't get above average, but it's unfair for me to hoard that information to myself and to
Mm.
pass it along. So
Right.
someone may think, oh my God, you're keeping this information, then you're not gonna get ahead. Yeah, she may get ahead in her own field. I will get
Yeah.
ahead in my own field.
Exactly.
We all have our own destiny, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna look at, for me, I just felt the need to help. And I'm like, hey, this is what I learned. This is the tools. If someone could have tell me those same tools, I would have done well. But those tools wasn't. So now that I know better, I do better and I share.
Right. Right.
And that's really it.
And that's the thing. I remember in 2002, 2005, 2006, somewhere there was this Chilean guy that came to work with us, right? And I was in charge of the finishing department, finishing cabinets and stuff like that. And he could spray paint, but he can't mix colors. So I taught him how to mix colors. And one day he said to me, he said, John, you're afraid you lose a job to me? I said, no. I have my work. That's my work. That's my life.
Yeah, exactly.
I wear that. Nobody can take that from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will teach you everything. I come here to leave empty. I didn't come to go back with nothing. So I'm gonna give you everything I know. You just make sure you give the next person all that you know.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's it. And you'll be surprised how your
see,
blessings will come in different ways.
Yeah. He said, wow, I never hear that. He said, everywhere I go, people hide, they don't show nobody nothing.
Yeah.
He said, I've been paying for 20 years. I couldn't mix. So he asked me, how you seeing that missing yellow? How you seeing that missing green? You know? How you need green in that thing? I said, let me show you something. Put it up in the light. Put it up in the sea. What come I call you seeing it having it?
Wow.
And he said, I see brown, you look reddish, you look yellowish. I said, put all those colors in it and spray it on and wipe it on and dry it and see, and put it up with it. What he missing? I think he's missing some brown. Then put some brown in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So put a little bit of brown and see what difference it's gonna make. If you need,
Put on red. Yeah.
yeah. So you come up and then say, oh my God, nobody ever teach me that. I've been paying for about 20 something years. You know? So and I don't lose nothing. I just gain a friend.
Yeah. You sure you didn't lose nothing?
I gain a respect from somebody. So I remember one night, I just bought this 2002 Chrysler Sebring, brand new. It was really cool. And I'm going to start this car. The car was just 2 days old. Don't want plastic seal on the seat kind of thing, you know? And I turned the key and the car wasn't starting. And I'm like, I gotta bring back this car, call it to a truck. It was so cool outside, the car wasn't starting. Yeah? Take a while and then the car started. And I drove up the block going down from work. I see this person with the shoulder high up touching the airs going on. Oh, it's cool outside. I stop and say, bro, where you going? He said, going home. I say, you come from work? He said, no, I come from my girlfriend. So when you see my girlfriend, I say, cool. I mean, you gotta go home. So I said, okay. So we get in the car, I say, walking, he said, no, somebody just chatting going on. I say, okay, here's my business card. Come to work tomorrow morning for 8 o'clock. I need somebody. Right? Can you see he was working? The guy show up at 7 o'clock, you know.
Wow.
So I'm home, still drinking have my breakfast. And they call and say, this guy is here to see me for a job. I had to leave and go to meet this guy. Watch this. I taught this guy how to spray and everything. 2004 hurricane came for Grenada. I had to go home. I was doing one kitchen and I had to trust this guy now what I taught him how to finish this kitchen. Okay? So I gave up everything. I said, look, see how you do in the back? You do the front, the same way, just match all the cabinets, go to the top, put them together, shade them together, and that's it. I went to Grenada and I came back. The salesman called me and the designer called me. He said, John, only come back, the customer love the kitchen. You did a really good job on that. I said, me? He said, yeah. He said, I said, no, finish, come with me. So brand new, I said, this young man did the kitchen. I said, I show him what to do. I show him to do one door. I trust him to do all the doors. He did everything proper. You know, when the company was sold, the new company bought it, you know, they kept this guy and they fired me, they sent me home. The Guess what? I was so happy. Guess what? They say the people touch money. Right?
Yeah.
He said, we just start, we cutting. You know, and we chopping. The guy is good. I'm telling you, he's good. I mean, there's no joke. The guy was really good. Right? So they kept him. They kept him.
Yeah.
And I was so happy they kept him because he represents what I have on my quality of work.
Yeah.
I was proud of
Wow.
that. I was
Yes,
really,
you
really
see?
proud of that. Because for me, I had a guy who didn't know nothing about painting. He didn't know how to mix colors, nothing. And I taught him that, and I felt so good because I become the master, he's now the teacher.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You understand? So,
Mhm.
and not only that now, and I meet somebody from grade that me say, I meet this guy, you know. And he tell me about Omar. He say, boy, Jonathan, a nice guy. You know? This guy taught me. And then I wanted somebody else to pay to help again. Right? He went back to St. Vincent for a while, guide 9 people and stuff like that, get this thing together, go again, he come back. And the new set of people again hired him again. I told him we need him to. And then this used to visit my daughter Genesis. Right? And I said to her, we need some people to sign. I know you're not working right now, you want to come and sign. He said, sure, come and sign. I said, I have to come. And then one day I said, look, we have 3 booths only, and 2 using and 1 is not there. I want to help me prime. I will show what to do, how to mix. I want to help me prime the back of the doors. And I showed her how to do it. You know, today she worked for a company making $25 an hour.
Wow.
She's not a spray painter.
Wow.
So I feel like, you know, what I have done is
Yes.
empower people.
Yeah.
I love empowering because now they have a skill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the company I work for today now, I look at it, I look at the workforce. Nobody, there is about 2 young guys, probably about in the 30s, right? And 22, one look at doing 25, the other look at doing probably 26 and 30 years old. All the rest is older than that.
Wow.
A guy came back to work there. He's 72 years old.
72.
Yeah, came back to work. And here all the other guy, the guy who our supervisor come to me and say, I feel like if I'm in an old folks home.
Yeah, you need nurses.
He said, I had to be babysitting these people and them, the old people, I tell them people. He come to say the another guy today. Another old guy again. I said, young people don't want to do the technical work anymore. Young people want to be doing computer work. They want to do things on the internet. They're making money without labor. You know, they could go up and learn how to do stocks now. They know how to do Elon Musk AI trading. And making money. Why do you want to come to work and work hard for you to do? Why want to get out of bed?
Oh my God, that's so true.
Why would you? I mean, tomorrow morning, I have a AI thing. If tomorrow morning that thing starts making money, I don't go to work on the body. I sit at home. You know what I'm saying? Why would I want to get up and go outside when I could sit down and work my computer all day for 2 hours and make $3,000, $5,000 a day?
Exactly. You're only working 1 day a week.
You know?
Oh my God.
So it is what it is, and we have to be able to assimilate to the changing times. I think too often people still looking for hard labor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the future where your restaurant don't have waiters and waitresses. I see in China right now they have robots going to table and serve people.
And then now you just have your food coming on a tray. You pick
Yeah.
it up, you go sit down.
Yeah.
So they're already getting rid of what do you call it? People that cashiers, right?
Yeah, that's done. I mean, I think they have some sympathy for somebody face. Not just they have cashless stores.
Yeah, they have cashless stores in the US. You just walk in and walk out.
Yeah, once you pick up the item, once you leave the store, boom. It charge your bank card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't even need to pull a card.
You don't pull a card. Once you walk in there, you clock in and then go to clock out. That's it. So the future is here. It's not coming, it's here.
Yeah.
It just happened, might just overflow one day. And people try to say, oh gosh, I want to have a job. Man, look in Mississauga, there's a plant in Mississauga, right? Fully automated. Right? Robots pick the orders. Yeah. You don't need forklift drivers and stuff anymore. You don't have these people on them. Displaced by technology.
Yeah.
You know, since the 80s, right? I remember in Grenada, I was in St. James by my girlfriend, then my late wife. And there's an old man walking on the street. I know he looked back and he said, you know those cars don't have the thing as a crank anymore? To start.
Yeah.
I'm
I
saying,
remember that.
you said,
That's all
yeah, I never realized that. Until he pointed it out. But you get so familiar with things that you don't pay attention to what you miss it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because luxury eradicates poverty. Yes?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as you have, you don't consider what was. Because you're living comfortable on what you have. And then I realized, but the car doesn't have a carburetor anymore. You have fuel injectors.
Yeah.
So what happens to people they get displaced by technology? Then you don't have record players, you have vinyl CDs. And then all of a sudden, you don't see these MP3 players. And then they're now, you don't have MP3 players, you have a USB.
No.
And now you have USB, you go on YouTube. And music and Spotify, as you walk with it. You don't really know those things, right? So what happened to people who make the vinyl records? People who make the carburetor for the cars. People who make the CDs. People who make the so displacing people by technology is not a new thing. It's just becoming more and more relevant and more invasive in our space. Yeah. So the future is here. It's not coming towards us anymore. It's already here.
No, it's already here.
And we have to embrace it. You know. So there's easier way to learn to make money. Embrace it. I say to people, don't be too skeptical about the internet. Right? Actually, a guy robbed a bank in Indonesia. Right? I think it's $6 million or something like that. Right? $6 million. I remember the figure. But he called the bank and he asked the guy in the bank to transfer some money to an account. The guy said, "How do you use the manager? Who I know is the person?" He said, "Okay, let's arrange to meet." They meet via Zoom. I intend to bring all the other staff members on, right? And on the chat, he asking you to transfer the money because the features, everything is the bank manager, right? Guess what? The only person that wasn't real was the same bank manager, was an AI person they was talking to. He robbed them millions of dollars robbed from them.
That is scary.
So I could be sitting here right now, and somebody could take this, use my voice, and do a show with my thing. Right? So AI is what it is. It's not gonna happen. It's happening. So I say to people, learn how to make them or to fix them. Yes. Because somebody making them, somebody gotta fix them. So you either stay in the path of success and get run over by a train of the future, or you come out and go and fix it. Learn to fix it. The future is here, it's not coming. And we gotta be ready to get it. Look at doctors now, they have robots doing open heart surgery on people. And they don't open you up again, they don't continue anymore.
No, they're doing laparoscopic surgeries and stuff now.
Yeah, automated. If a man could do a surgery, a man in England, you don't need to fly to go to England to do it.
Nope.
Right? The computer, AI, he does that. Liver transplant, you don't travel to do that anymore. Can you imagine that? I see in China, where people have farmers cutting grass and then they have a robot cutting the field.
You see?
Planting a whole field in less than an hour.
And they could do more too, right? So.
And they don't get tired. They don't want water break. They don't want smoke break. They don't want nothing. they just stay home because I ain't coming today because I have my period. I'll come to because my wife leave me. I don't have the dog scratch me. And you know what? I can't bother. My wife is giving me help. I can't come to work. We want to show up late. They're on time. They don't leave. You know? So technology is here. And we have to embrace it. Don't complain about it, work with it. Because the bank tell us, you go to the bank don't have money in the bank anymore, you know?
Nope.
You can't go in the bank, I will give you $5.
Yeah, and then I remember I went to one CIBC and they said, "Oh, we don't have cash."
Yeah.
So you have to look for a bank that had cash. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Cashless society. Okay. Digital currency is the way of the future. So whatever you're doing, just get ready for the future. I mean, to embrace it because it's here. You know, it's like, I'm talking, from long distance. Friday when I see you, I have to embrace you because you're coming towards me. You know that? The future is like
The future
you know, so
funny.
we have to learn to, because even with my magazine, right? I'm working on it now. I could tell AI what I want done.
Mm-hmm.
I could just download the program and say, look, you know what? I want you to write a story on Eric Gary for me from Grader, from the time he started politics, from a
And
robot
you
to
just
Grader.
edit it and clean it up a bit.
Yeah, and AI will give me a perfect story. Yeah,
You see?
and I don't have to worry. So that is kind of a thing that's happening. You know, children. I think there was some kid that cheat when they school work. Just ask
Yeah.
AI, do research and ask AI, I want to research and give them a full report.
Yeah.
You know,
We
and
do
now,
really.
yeah, I know you have Grammarly, who is kind of cool. Just give her your story and you buy the advanced
and then
version,
just edit it for you.
everything for you, everything.
No more
You know?
thinking.
No more thinking. I mean, like, for example, if I'm doing a project, for example, I have I don't really use it, but on posting my wall, when I do my flyers and stuff like that, I don't use the correction. Right? I just do my poster, but you could for what 60 cents more a month.
Mhm.
You know, you could download the program and edit everything as you type.
Wow.
So you don't need to force if you spell the word wrong anymore. You know, and they ask you put your preferred language.
Yeah.
Right? So you put in your preferred language, and there you go, voila. You write, you correct, as you go along. You finish, and you're done. So we have to embrace this thing. We have to come to a point where, you know, we don't have to travel to Hamilton to go to university. You can still write in your bedroom and go to class. You know? So
Yeah.
you don't travel, risky traveling, with an accident, you know, you stay right in your home, in your bedroom, basement, anywhere, and just stay in class. There's some people they're working from home.
Mhm.
You don't go to work.
Yep.
They say they clock in, they take the clock on the break time, right on the computer,
Yeah.
and then go back in on the break time after the break. So I think it's a good thing. It gives people more comfort in their place, in their own space, to do the things that they have to do, just to spend money to go to work. Come back and come back on gas price, come back and pretty clothes, you know what I mean? To look good, to
That's a
smell
good one
good.
too.
Yeah. There's distraction around you,
Yeah.
you know? So I think it's a pretty good thing that people have an option to launch. And the future is great. You have to be able to embrace it.